Greetings, I'm your host, Jason Miles, and welcome to another episode of This is Revolution Podcast. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for taking the time to check us out. If you're a returning listener, subscriber, one of our very valued patrons, so glad to have you back. Just a quick reminder that after the show tonight, we will be having a special movie night where we'll be watching the 1985 karate classic, No Retreat, No Surrender. And this is a patron request from the last movie night we did last Thursday, where we did actually watch quite a serious movie that's kind of going to deal with what we're talking about today. We watched If a Tree Falls, the documentary. But after we had our very serious talks, I just wanted to show the listeners this film that I remember watching as a young kid with my stolen cable, and a lot of people remembered it, and we watched like the first 20 minutes. Even Toussaint was there and watched some of it. She won't be with us tonight, but she is here right now. Please welcome, coming all the way live, M. Toussaint. How are you?
Hello.
Are you ready for tonight?
I am. I'm also young Jason.
Oh, what did you do? Oh, that's from. That is from. I think that's somewhere in New York State. On the Yo Gabba tour.
Oh, that makes sense.
Remember, I don't have a Facebook. It's not
right.
mine. So you're getting pictures that my ex took.
Hey.
So there's not a lot. There's not a lot of pictures.
I know. I wish I had more to choose from.
Yeah.
This is back when you were young and innocent. So what this is?
Wow. When would that never existed?
You look like such a nice person.
Why don't I look like a nice person now?
Yeah.
Damn.
You're hardened by life and bitter.
Wow.
This guy is super nice. He would literally give you the time of day.
So you're basically saying that me now, which is just a mere 16 years later.
This is 16 years ago?
Yeah.
No wonder you look like a baby. You look different every year, though. Somebody said, "Why does MT have Safari Jason up?" So this is Safari
Jason.
Maybe it's appropriate for the. Well, safaris aren't good.
You know, apparently I can never wear a fedora again. Maybe I should wear one for my appearance next week in New York.
Maybe you should. Maybe not. To Reddit.
I will not. I do want to remind people that the TIR Sound Off issue 28 is up, as is issue 21 of the Crisis Papers. Say his name by the shirt. The weekly newsletter is available to all TIR patrons, but I have made issue 21 of the Crisis Papers available to everyone via the TIR Substack. I will add that former TIR guest Cedric Simmons said of the latest issue of the Crisis Papers, "This is one of the best pieces I've read all year, and it is very accessible to a variety of audiences." So take that. And I do have to give MT Toussaint a fat ass shout out as well, because I sent her a message at like midnight New York time and said, "Hey, you up?"
You up, big head?
Yeah. And she was nice enough to entertain me while I was having a bit of a moment, a senior moment, I guess we'll call it. But before we bring in our guest, I do want to, if you see me looking up like this and you're going to make that joke that I look like I'm taking a school picture, I uploaded the wrong script, so I have to actually read it from the screen.
Is that right?
That's why, yeah.
I was like, he's doing things very different tonight.
Yeah. You do this on the fly. This is what happens when you don't panic.
When you don't plan, he said.
In an era of deep state repression of dissent, the target is increasingly locked onto the left, portrayed as a sprawling terrorist threat bent on not building a better world, but on destroying the existing one. This depiction could not be further from the truth. For decades, the government's primary concern was the right. Historically, right-wing extremist movements have not only been vehemently anti-government, but they have often embraced violence and murder as legitimate means to achieve their ends. These movements have frequently been well-armed, highly organized, and willing to target not only government institutions, but civilians as well. When you're talking about people whose most influential text, the Turner Diaries, envisions a race war culminating in white supremacist rule and the subjugation of minorities and women. Yet during the 1990s, following the collapse of the Soviet Union, the focus of federal law enforcement shifted. Communism had been defeated and a new enemy was needed. Increasingly, attention turned towards environmental activists engaged in what became known as ecotage. By the way, MT, I do love all of the words with eco in front.
They're fun, right?
Ecoterrorism, ecotage.
Mm-hmm.
This is my new favorite word. Acts of environmental sabotage, civil disobedience, and at their most militant, property destruction. Much like the Weather Underground in the late 60s and 70s, these actions were generally designed to avoid harming people. Property was targeted, not human beings. Environmental activists saw themselves as fighting a struggle against a system that prioritized profit over planetary survival. Their goal was to expose what they viewed as a fundamental contradiction, that capitalism's relentless pursuit of growth and shareholder value was placing humanity on a collision course with ecological catastrophe. But as a wise man once told me, if you don't make dollars, it don't make sense. As a result, environmental activists increasingly found themselves in the crosshairs of the state. Many of the movement's most committed organizers faced surveillance, prosecution, and imprisonment, often for crimes involving property damage rather than violence. Our guest today, David BENAC, has written a comprehensive history of the Rainforest Action Network, one of the most influential environmental organizations of the late 20th century. In Rainforest Radicals, he chronicles the organization's origins, its victories, its internal struggles, and its confrontations with multinational corporations, financial institutions, and of course, the state. More importantly, he tells the story of a movement that sought to link environmental protection, indigenous self-determination, and grassroots direct action at a moment when those ideas were reshaping activism around the world. Please welcome David BENAC.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. Tucson, I know you have some questions for David, as you were pretty excited to read this book.
I do. Thank you for being here, David. My favorite name, for real. So I was wondering, you start I believe it's your introduction, talking about how you'd spent years compiling research and working on a different book. And then you switched gears and decided to make this. What's up with that? Didn't you get a grant to do that? How were you allowed to do that? How did you pull this off?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's kind of the way that writing a book and doing history works. You chase something for years and then something more interesting comes along. Yeah, I was working on a book about how the towns in the Pacific Northwest, how they commemorated the timber industry. So looking at all these timber like heritage festivals and museums and parks and all this kind of thing. And one of the things I was doing for that, I was at the Forest History Society archives and digging through some records there. And I came across the Macmillan Bloedel papers. And it's this massive collection. It was the biggest timber company in Canada at the time. And what I found was this story unfolding in their papers about how this group of indigenous activists were leading this sprawling coalition that included people from all over Canada, all over the United States and abroad, to stop clear cutting in the temperate rainforests in British Columbia. And it was a fascinating story. How did this group of people successfully stop the biggest timber company in Canada and change the nation's forestry policies? And I found that that Rainforest Action Network was really involved in it. And I was like, well, why is Rainforest Action Network doing something in Canada? There's no rainforest in Canada, right? But so that clued me into this whole idea about temperate rainforests and how big this issue was. And so I started tracking this down because it was the connection of this kind of name brand environmental group in the United States following the lead of some indigenous folks trying to protect their ancestral territory. And that just was a story that it sang to me. I needed to follow that. It was something that just I really felt like needed to be told. So that's where this all came out of.
Would you say it was a David versus Goliath story?
Oh,
Hey!
Yeah, there you go. Need the rim shot there.
we do have it, but it's do we have, don't we have a rim shot, Toussaint?
We have bongos.
We have bongos. Sorry, yeah, that's racist.
Oh my God.
We can't. This is his first time on the show. We can't indoctrinate him with all of our racisms right at once.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I wanted to ask about, I mean, maybe this is a little premature because I came up with this question much later in the book. Actually, the mid to end of chapter 3, I was like, hey, are you looking to tell a story about Indigenous people, but you feel like you have to tell it through the founder of Rainforest Action Network?
Ooh, that's a really good question. It gets back to kind of the ethics of history.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not speak the native languages of people in the different indigenous communities in Ecuador or Papua New Guinea or Indonesia or all these other places. So in my training, it would have been, unethical for me to try to write the story from that perspective, because I can't read those documents and I can't engage with those individuals in the language that they speak. And so anything that I used would have been secondhand because somebody would have translated it and I'd have had to count on somebody else. So the angle I felt like I could take and be ethical about it is, what is the angle from the United States activists? What's the angle from the people in the US? And one of the things that opened up, the door it opened up, is the kind of the innovative way that RAN was forming north-south alliances. The very first thing they did was the boycott of Burger King, which was something they picked up from Earth First and then carried it to the end. But after that first campaign, they never engaged in a campaign again, at least in the period that I studied, that they weren't invited by an indigenous community or a grassroots local community to come in and help support what that community was doing. So that's where I thought I could take this story and tell it within the skills that I could bring to it.
You argue that the Rainforest Action Network emerged out of a unique convergence of Earth First, which plays a big part in this book, of course, Indigenous rights activism, and transnational organizing. Why do you think these particular influences came together in the mid-'80s, and what made the Rainforest Action Network, in your opinion, different than the more traditional environmental organizations at the time? Right? So Greenpeace.
Yeah. One of the things is direct action. Yeah, and that's one reason I really wanted to talk, to your audience, is because this is an audience that values direct action and understands the power of it. When RAND started in '85, pretty much the only grassroots direct action environmental group in the United States that wasn't like a local group. There were local groups doing this in different places for specific issues, but anybody trying to address it at the national level, it was Earth First. Earth First was the only people out there doing it. And Earth First had a tight mission. I mean, they kind of sprawl all over the place, but they had a mission, and that was Western wilderness. And that's where they were. That was their wheelhouse. That's what they did well. And Rand basically tried to broaden what Earth First was doing. They're taking that. They dropped out the monkey wrenching. They dropped out the ecotage. But they did everything else that Earth First was doing. And there was a reason for that. And the reason for that was that by the 80s, it was absolutely clear that the government was not going to help. The government people on the left like to talk great about Carter, but we need to look at the reality of it. The second half of Carter's presidency, he got co-opted by the neoliberal power struggle.
Yeah.
And so from the second half of Carter's presidency, the opportunity for political leadership, for political solutions had pretty much fallen. And that meant that if there was going to be a solution, it had to come up from the bottom. It had to come from people mobilizing, creating community, working together, and just building pressure, because there's no place else to get that solution.
Where do you think the environment sat with the American public by the 80s? By 1970, we get Earth Day, which is kind of a concession. Like, okay, look, we understand you guys are mad about this so-called environmental destruction, but we have to beat these Russians and go beyond the moon. So there's going to be some costs involved. Here's a day. You can plant a tree. You can plant a tree. You can wear no shoes. We won't yell about your long hair on that day. Do that. But that's 1970. But 73, we're starting to get kind of the first films from these directors that are going to bring in some quote unquote radical cinema, the auteurs of the early 70s. And they are actually making some bold environmental statements about their fears of the world kind of coming to a tragic end. But by the 80s, are we just too comfortable with credit cards at that point and Grey Poupon to care about the environment to the level that these people are caring about the environment?
The fun thing about this is, who is our most consequential environmental president?
Don't tell me.
It's Nixon.
Nixon. Yeah, Nixon. You get all those.
Nixon, of all people. I mean, that guy had no interest in the environment. But, when I teach classes, I tell the students, Nixon, if you take out the whole Watergate thing, Nixon was a really good politician. I mean, he was a terrible president and a terrible human being, but he knew how to read a room. And when his advisors told him that the environmental issue was a winning issue and it would get him votes, he's like, all right, I can do that. I don't care about it, but I can do that. And so he did. But, we don't have anybody else who follows. Carter tries to do some things in the first part of his presidency. None of it really sticks. And then we get Reagan. I mean,
and he doesn't give a big hoot about the environment.
He gives a big hoot about the environment, but he wants to burn it all down.
Well, is this why? Not why, but we also get, and I'm 48, so I remember the 80s maybe a little too well. And I think this is before the 80s when we get Smokey the Bear, where the environment becomes an individual effort.
Yeah.
So only you can prevent forest fires, right? You have to take, do your duty and recycle. That definitely gets ramped up even more again in the 90s once we're no longer scared of the Soviet Union.
Has
Go ahead.
the name E. Bruce Harrison ever come up on the show as a public relations guy?
Just Ibrahim X. Kendi.
Okay, this is greenwashing, and so if we look at the 80s, the really kind of counterintuitive thing is you think that this is the Reagan era and everybody's all about making money and wearing fancy outfits and going to play tennis kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the environmental orgs, the bingos, as I learned that the insiders were calling them, the big non-governmental organizations, the bingos, like Sierra Club and World Wildlife Federation, National Resources Defense Council, they actually grew at an unprecedented rate in the 80s. Their budgets grew, their memberships grew. They were just raking in money, and they were building political capital. And yeah, I see somebody dropped in there. Oh, yeah. So this guy, Harrison, E. Bruce Harrison, he was one of the people who helped lead the American Chemical industry group, trade group. I can't remember. I think American Chemical Association, something along those lines. But he helped lead the pushback against Silent Spring. So, and it was this really confrontational thing. They tried to bury Rachel Carson, tried to destroy her name, right? And what he realized was that by the 1980s, the big environmental groups had become essentially corporate entities. They had moved their offices to Washington, D.C., and they were essentially playing respectability politics. They wanted to be insiders. They felt that that's how they could work within the Reagan administration. They could, if they could sit at the table with the Chevron executives, they might be able to have influence. That's the strategy they took. So they wouldn't push back. They wouldn't confront. And because of that, they start getting big checks from like Chevron and, the oil company Monsanto. What Harrison starts to tell his clients as a PR guy by the 1980s is to stop fighting the environmentalists and to co-opt their message. So all you had to do was write the Sierra Club, and I bash on the Sierra Club just because they're the biggest recognizable name that's kind of on the conservative side. So they're a stand-in. So it's not just talking about Sierra Club, but you write them a big check and they'll give you your green check mark, right? And so this is the environmental movement of the 1980s. People are on board. People like the idea of the environment, but they're not willing to do things that are going to challenge the bottom line.
Are we also not going to challenge our comfort?
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's beyond comfort, though. It's just blatant greed.
Oh, from a corporation standpoint, I definitely believe I agree with you 100% that it's greed. But what is it about? We watched the documentary, reading your book, and I think last month we had Thomas Zaitzoff on, who wrote No Option But Sabotage. And then a couple weeks ago, I was in Berkeley, California, doing a panel with a bunch of environmentally minded people.
Yeah, I saw the promo for that. It looked like a really good panel.
It was a great panel. It was very, very I felt illuminating discussion about kind of not just the past, but the challenges that we face today. And I've always felt with the environment, and I don't know if you feel the same way, Toussaint, but one of the challenges that we face today is kind of a disconnect with nature, especially for us that live in the urban centers of America. Do you feel that same way, Tucson? You know, as a native New Yorker, I mean, there is no nature around you.
There's tons of nature
There's no
around.
nature around you.
See, that's part of the problem. We have an idea of nature as being wilderness, which is a place that you go to.
So you're saying nature is that dude that peed on your front door?
Yes, he is a part of my environment. Actually, I am also a part of my environment, and I am a part of his environment. Nature is all around us all the time. It is something that I think people need to sort of confront conceptually. Are you a part of nature or apart from nature? And I think that we do need to recognize that it is all around us, even in cities. What of the lowly pigeon? Did you know pigeons used to be pets?
Gross.
Technically, they're feral. They're not wild. They used to be domesticated, and now they live, outside in the wild.
Is that what the man that peed on your front door told you?
Listen, there are what we call urban animals. And I don't think that people give enough attention to them because they're not spotted lynx, but New York City is definitely full of all kinds of animals. Maybe that you wouldn't expect. We have hawks here. We have dolphins.
Dolphins walking around New York on the subway?
Yes. Yes.
I'm walking over here.
Mm-hmm. They're the rudest ones. If you know anything about dolphins, you
The
know.
dolphins, the pigeons with their little hats, just doffing them to the back to the book, and
Back
not
to
your
work.
weird New York that you live in, Dr. Seuss. But the Burger King boycott was Rand's Rainforest Action Network. Rand, we're going to call it RAN for the purposes of this show. It was their first major campaign, as you mentioned a little bit ago. What lessons did the organization learn from targeting a specific corporation or corporations, because there was also Jack in the Box was involved, rather than government agencies? And how did that shape the environmental activism in the decades that followed? And can you tell us a little bit about the action in general, why they chose Burger King, and maybe explain what they saw? There was what do you call it? They were growing cattle in the rainforest, and Brazil has massive cattle farms. Costa Rica has these massive cattle farms, and this is meat that was being shipped to the United States after, as you explained very brilliantly, after the blow up of fast food restaurants, which apparently you have a real big problem with, Mr. David.
Yeah, when one of the earlier drafts, one of the reviewers wanted more context, and so one of the context things I put in there was this whole thing about the hamburger wars of the 70s and 80s, when Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King were going at it. It was pretty fascinating to get into that. Yeah, and that actually helped the campaign, because the fast food joints were really struggling to get market share. There was a lot going on, and they were competing really intensely. And where's the beef? That all comes out of that. And the campaign actually started in Australia. There was this guy, John Seed, who started Rainforest Information Center, and he's a fascinating figure too. He was one of the first people to engage in civil disobedience for an environmental cause in Australia to save a rainforest there. And he created a connection with the Earth First guys because they saw John Seed as this really strategic revolutionary thinker about how to use direct action to get results, and he was really pushing the envelope there. So he comes to the United States, starts talking to Dave Foreman, Mike Roselle, and the other Earth Firsters, and telling them all about this issue, and they want to follow this not because they do this kind of thing, because like I said, they do Western wilderness. They don't do rainforest. But they respected John Seed so much that they wanted to pick this up. So they pick it up. They're making it work. They're going around the country doing their rainforest, their Earth First road show, basically like a giant concert tour, to get momentum, to get people to buy in. And that's when, you know, Randy Hayes is starting to circle into this whole group, and he kind of picks it up, and he's working real close with Mike Roselle, and Mike Roselle of Rainforest of Earth First kind of is training Roselle to get, or training Hayes to get him up to speed. And what was innovative about this was that the environmental movement had not yet started using boycotts. And people don't realize that there were boycotts. There were boycotts against Nestle. There were boycotts against other corporations, but they were human rights. They were health. They weren't about the environment. So this is really the first U.S.-based directed boycott for an environmental issue. And that was unique and important by itself. Rand didn't learn as much as they needed to from that particular event, though. When they moved into kind of the campaign that came immediately after and overlapped some others, was this one in Hawaii to save rainforests in Hawaii. And the Indigenous-led group in Hawaii was the Pele Defense Fund. And the Pele Defense Fund had seen how that Burger King boycott worked. And they're like, let's do that. That worked. And so the Pele Defense Fund and Rainforest Action Network for Hawaii, they tried to do a boycott of tourism to the Hawaiian Islands. And so they tried to get people to not take flights, to not book hotels. And it only lasted for a few months. And then both Paleo Defense Fund and Rainforest Action Network were like, yeah, this isn't impacting the target. This is hurting the workers, you know, because so much of the Hawaiian economy is tourism. So we're not actually having an impact on the problem. We're just hurting people who should be on our side. So what Rand learned was that boycotts are incredibly powerful. We need more of them today. But they only work when they target a corporation that directly interfaces with the public, that has a retail face, and cares about its reputation. And boycotts are super effective in the right context.
Tucson, I know you have something to say about that.
I think it's interesting because it's sort of commonplace today to think of, I guess, environmentalism and boycotts, especially, I guess, as veganism has taken off. There's a lot of abstinence as well as boycotts. And it feels like it goes hand in hand, but it's so interesting to see there was a time when that was not the case. Somebody had to kind of do it first. I thought it was very interesting how the boycott came up against labor, which now I think we would have a better idea of incorporating labor into our boycotts or our strategies and campaigns. I it's very interesting actually, because I think the part where you talk about the Burger King thing and the boycotts and that sort of thing, you start to talk about campaigns. I think people have an understanding, maybe, of the difference between strategies and tactics. But I think one of the things we're definitely missing today is campaigns and being in there for the long haul. What can you tell us about that? About what we can learn from Rand and
Yeah,
campaigns?
there was one of the guys that I interviewed, Robert Heinzman, who was one of the founders of the Rainforest Action Group in Boulder, Colorado, and was involved with their Earth First, their local Earth First group. And when I interviewed him, one of the things that he said was really, really kind of shaped some of my thoughts. He was just bluntly said, protests do nothing. It's campaigns that matter.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, because everybody likes to dog on the No Kings protest, right? And I'm on the same page with most of that, because okay, you go out, you have a protest, and this was something we saw really, especially during the first Trump presidency. People would go out. There was a march every weekend. Yay, we're going to march. We're going to hold our signs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah, whatever. But then you go home, and you lose the momentum. You lose the pressure. Unless you can maintain pressure, unless you're committed to maintain that pressure for years, you are not going to win as the grassroots, underfunded, outsider group that's going up against some corporation or government. It's only that sustained long-term pressure with a clearly outlined goal in mind that is ever going to change the conversation, that's ever going to result. And that's where we talk about campaigns. You can have an event, you can say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But until you say action A is followed by action B is followed by action C, and we're going to keep doing this for 5 years until we get a specific, clearly defined result. That's a campaign. And that's the only thing that works.
That needs organization and discipline.
Yeah.
Is that the problem that you see today? I know it's your opinion, but
yeah. So if I look at what Rainforest Action Network did in those first couple of decades, that I feel is lacking today. One is, how do you get a bunch of grassroots radical lefties to all follow the same? I mean, it's not herding cats. It's herding cats is easy in comparison. Yeah. I was a big part of the whole Bernie movement, and I saw what that did. That you're radical in one way, the next person's radical in the next way, the third person's radical in a different way, and so all three people are going to dog on the other person's credentials because they consider the other person not radical because they're radical in different ways.
What does it feel like today? I don't know if you at MT feel the same way. Mm-hmm. Excuse me if this sounds a little too Frankfurt schoolish. I'll blame Catherine Liu. When in doubt, just blame Catherine. Does it feel like cultural capital plays such a big role in so many people's lives when it comes to their identity? That being, how can I put this? I spent years in the music industry, and there were roles that people played in the music industry that were not front and center roles, like street team people. If you were a street team person, maybe you got free tickets to a show, maybe you just got a shirt, but you put posters up everywhere. You told everyone that you knew within an earshot that the person you were promoting was the coolest thing in the world. Maybe, just maybe, if you were lucky, you got a job doing that for a radio station so you can get into clubs for free. But there wasn't much you were going to get out of that role other than just helping someone out or a group out that you thought was really good. There seems to be so much put into the "but look at me" individualism, which to me is a realized neoliberalism in people's perceived leftism, where it feels harder today to wrangle these cats because there's other self-interests for so many of the people that are involved. That isn't just, I'm just a nameless soldier in the army of Earth defenders.
Is
So,
that an ego question?
yeah, we don't know a lot of those people's names. You know, they didn't have fucking Instagram pages, right?
Right.
They're nameless people. Just like you know who MLK is, but you don't know who the third person getting the shit kicked out of them with a police baton is, getting bit in the ass. That's why the Boondocks is so funny when Grandpa talks about he was there with the dogs and the hoses, because we don't know if he was there or not. There were
Right.
thousands of people there. We don't know everyone's name. You weren't supposed to know everyone's name. That wasn't the point.
Well, I think you make an interesting point because there's definitely a sense of everyone being a brand, and I think a lot of corporations have used their advertising and their marketing to sort of dig into people's identities and play onto their actual needs as people. Nike says just do it, but like they're playing on your need to feel like an athletic person who can just do it, even if you're not. And so, even if you never run, but you bought the sneakers, you feel pretty good. And never mind how those sneakers were made or whatever.
That's not important. These aren't the droids you were looking for.
Right. I think the advertising has a real hook into people's identities. But I think it's interesting that you bring that up because in the book, David talks about a Swiss artist named Bruno Manser.
Yeah.
And I mean, he wasn't an influencer. They didn't really have those back then. But there was definitely, I guess, a narrative around him as being a white savior in the role that he played in some campaigns and an organization in Malaysia. Can you pull those threads together for us, maybe?
Yeah. So two things. First, kind of off of what Jason was saying, this ties in. One of the things that a lot of people mentioned when I asked them about why RAN was successful was consistently they talked about Hayes himself and the organization as a whole not caring about who gets credit.
Mhm.
And, you know, a number of people pointed that out as one of the biggest problems with the current environmental movement. Yeah. As a matter of fact, at one point, Hayes met Sting, the musician, and Sting was big into the rainforest at the time. And he was starting a rainforest group and wanted to start putting out materials, but he didn't have any content. And, you know, what does Hayes do? He says, hey, here's all of our stuff. Here's all of our newsletters. Here's all of our promotion material. Use whatever you want. Put your name on it. I don't care. Advance the issue. Make something good happen. And so that kind of thing, you know, translates and moves throughout the organization, and that becomes cultural. And, you know, going back to Bruno Manser, the issue was this was in Borneo, and it was a bunch of indigenous folks in Borneo. Dayak was the cultural affiliation, who were trying to protect their rainforests and trying to protect from being dislocated from their lands. And they were creating blockades. So they were blocking the logging roads, and the state police were coming in, arresting them. And this Bruno Manser guy, who was an artist of some note. I mean, he wasn't like the biggest name in the world. I don't know how he got so much attention. But he goes there and starts, you know, he totally bought in. He totally committed. He went and lived in the rainforest, cut himself off from civilization, eventually kind of disappears into the forest for years, but then goes back to Europe and starts telling Europeans about this cause and about the people who were being arrested for, trying to block these logging roads. And somehow or another, I don't know if he directly took credit, but he got credit. And people started to spin the narrative that these passive indigenous rainforest folks were being overrun by global capitalism, until Bruno Manser showed up and started teaching them how to make blockades across the roads, which they were already doing that when he got there. And there's a Friends of the Earth affiliate, the Friends of the Earth Malaysia. They were there too, and they were largely locally organized. They had indigenous organizers, and they were the ones who probably were the real organizers, not Manser. But yeah, it's this white savior narrative that's so comforting to Europeans and Americans that we can save the world. And again, that's another thing that really drew me to RAN, is that they weren't doing that.
Mhm.
They were always in support. And it came from Hayes, before he got involved in environmental issues, was one of these people in the 70s who had a very, romanticized and inaccurate understanding of Native American cultures. And so he went and he lived with the Hopi in the Southwest for a decade. And while he was there was one lesson he got that really made a difference. And it was, one of the elders told him, because he asked how he could help, how he could fix the problem of uranium and coal mining in the Four Corners. And what they told him is, we don't need you to save us. What we need is for you to go back to your culture and get your culture's foot off of our throat and support our own culture to do what is necessary to protect ourselves. And that became a really important mission for what RAN was doing.
Tucson.
I think that's I think it's really important that you highlight that. That's true. That seems to be like really core to their mission, which would sort of prevent the influencer thing. There was another thing that they innovated, which were the rags.
Yeah,
Can you tell us about that and
I
how
love
that helped them to
rags.
be successful?
Yeah, the regs are fantastic.
Mhm.
At their, at least the largest list that I could find was around 250. Um, and these were local orgs, more or less independent, kind of supported by RAN, but basically RAN was always really small. I mean, it was a couple dozen people in the San Francisco office at most, but they had thousands of people spread around the world in these small local groups. I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and we had a rag in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yeah, they call it, their newsletter was called the Racket, the Rainforest Action Committee of Kalamazoo. Yeah, yeah. These were everywhere, and they were all across the spectrum. Kind of the requirement was no monkey wrenching, because that was something they tried to instill. No violence, but they had to be hard nosed about you know demanding rainforest protection and demanding indigenous rights. Um, and my favorite kind of example of how far apart these are is the two that were in Chicago at the same time. The main Chicago rag was one of the bigger ones, and it was one of the most conservative in the group, and it was in the Gold Coast part of Chicago, so right on the lake shore. Like, this is connected to the big institutions. Basically what they did was raise money, but they sent the money directly to indigenous communities. So that was part of RAND's mission. Less than 10 miles away at the University of Chicago, there's a student rag that is organized, and the student rag, on their application form to become a rag, their mission statement: fuck shit up. So, it's you can have those two groups in the same city, in the same org, working together. And that was possible because Rand created this structure that empowered every group to say, what strategies work for us? What campaigns are we going to join? What are the tactics that speak to our memberships? And by allowing each rag to be so independent, that's how they got people to be passionate. That's how they got radicals to be interested in joining the group, because they weren't going to be dictated to by some central committee that was going to tell them what they could and couldn't do. As long as they stayed within some pretty broad guardrails, they could do whatever they wanted that pushed the narrative. One of my favorite actions of any rag, because it's so Canadian. There was a rag in Calgary, and so that's kind of, you wouldn't think that, right? During the Mitsubishi campaign, they did a demonstration where, instead of chaining themselves to the cars or something like that, they crocheted a web of life to cover up the cars at one of the auto shows. I mean, just anything was fair game. You could do anything as long as it fit those mission parameters. Support the indigenous communities, demand rainforest protection, and don't be violent.
That's NT's problem, is the violence.
Oh.
I'm sure you heard the sirens and whatnot.
No.
When you live in the mean streets of New York City with these,
with the pigeons,
with the uppity pigeons.
I only do revolutionary graffiti at night. That's all I do.
You wish you got out of the house to walk to an open wall. I want to remind everyone that wherever you're watching or you're listening to the show, there's a link in the description to David's book, Rainforest Radicals. Before the description even starts is the link to the book. Always put it on top. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One of the most fascinating arguments in the book is that Rand's real achievement was not simply protecting specific forests, but pioneering what you were talking about, a model of transnational grassroots organizing. If a new Rainforest Action Network were founded today, facing climate change rather than rainforest destruction as its central issue, what would it do differently, and what would it do exactly the same? What can we learn? Or what have we learned?
Yeah. So one thing I want to just clarify, because you mentioned something that made me think. I'm not talking about the current Rainforest Action Network that still exists and still does good work. I just want to draw a distinction. So when I wrote this book, I didn't communicate with the people at RAND who were at RAND at the time, because I didn't want to criticize or support what that current organization was doing. So this is about the first 2 decades of RAND. So 85 to just after the turn of the century. But how would it, how could we do this for the future? I don't know. The current political climate is so
repressive.
Yeah. Rand was at a great point in time where they could innovate things and they could do things that were new, and new is always exciting. But I think what they did then that could translate today is at the core of all their organizing, it was about building community. All of those rags were supported. They had, annual events that brought people together to build community. The Rainforest Action Network newsletter was primarily filled with stories about what the different rags were doing. It wasn't about RAN itself. It was about rags. It was about how these different groups are having success, what they're struggling with. And being there to support all those different groups and putting all those groups in the front rather than making all those groups supporting the main, I think that was a really big reason why they were successful, because everybody who was involved felt like they were important. Everybody who was involved contributed. Everybody who involved felt valued and respected. And I think that's something that's lacking. So much of our environmental work is from the top, and everything, the issue, the tactics, the strategy, the schedule, the campaigns, it's all from the top. So when you have these local groups, they can make the issue about their community. You know, you can be in Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas had a rag. You can be in Lubbock, Texas, and there's a rag that's directly speaking to the issues that matter to people who live there and how they can be involved, how they can make a difference, and how their daily lives are making things worse for people in rainforests. So I don't know, but I think what translates is valuing people, building community, and just really making it matter to people's lives.
I've been reading the book Bowling Alone. So community is something that's been kind of in the front of my thoughts lately. I feel like it's something that we're lacking more and more, which is why reading these books is almost like a time capsule in a way of the last moments of this idea of civic duty and community. Toussaint, I'm sure you have something to say about community.
Community is great.
Yours is horrible because it's always fucking loud whenever.
It is.
Jesus fucking Christ. Who was honking the horn? Was that one of those shitty dolphins? Those impatient dolphins?
I wouldn't put it past them. If you know, you know. But yeah, I think the community aspect is really important, because not only were they organizing with these different communities, they were like in community with these communities. Some of them were embedded, but it was mostly the indigenous groups taking the lead and naming what needed to be done. I don't want to say they're doing the heavy lifting, but they were all lifting together, to varying degrees. And I think that model, I think maybe it's the future, because what seems to be happening is I don't see environmentalists, especially like younger ones, wanting to take up the cause of environmentalism itself or centering the environment. They want to center people. And I think something is lost in that, but certainly you can incorporate them, and Rand shows a way to do that. I think, the criticisms I hear about the big greens or certain environmentalists here or there is that they're not inclusive enough. And I think that you see some interesting things around the environmentalism around Cop City in Atlanta, and how people tried to handle that, addressing the community's needs to not have a Cop City, as well as the forest that it was going to be, placed on top of. I think people are understanding those connections more, and hopefully they take the approach of community when they take action.
There goes your community again, taking action.
Yes, it's very loud. I'm sorry.
Can you move out of the Bronx, please? Can you just move to a neighborhood with a few more white people?
Green and Red podcast says you can't do climate and forest
without a quasi-functioning democracy.
Right.
I mean, it's a bad look. I wanted to open the show by mentioning that we are in. I don't know how different the time is, because I think there was a war on communists since the 1900s. Right? There's a history of people being deported for being communist, socialist, union organizers before McCarthy, when he was in school. This has been going on for a long time in the U.S. definitely predates McCarthy. But
They came for the podcasters, and I said nothing because I was not a podcaster.
look, that's why I'm living in exile, Tucson, here in Mexico.
You are.
I'm living in exile because they came for the podcasters, and you people said nothing. No, but jokes aside, and I'm sure you realize this too, David. When you have a mandate coming down from the federal government, it's like we're coming after Antifa, and all leftist thought, they're getting rid of entire departments at the University of Texas, Austin. I'm sure you saw that as well. This feels very different than the previous Red scares because there's nothing to be scared of. Right? Like, seriously, are you scared of Mondami? No, like, really, what are they afraid? Like, where is the fear? Because I can leave right now and go across an imaginary line and just start talking to random people, and no one's going to be, asking me about the revolution of the proletariat, or the dictatorship of the proletariat. Like, no one's going to be in my, hey, comrade, say you look like a hep cat.
I'm afraid they're going to take my money when I become a billionaire, because I will become a billionaire one day. And then Mom Donnie is going to tax my Pierre de Terre. Is that what it is? Yes.
Pierre Cardin?
My apartment that I don't live in.
Oh,
He's going
yeah, he's taxing second homes. Yeah, this is an interesting time for activism, because even when this book is taking place, there's some repression that these guys are facing because for some of the more property destructive actions, and I don't want to really use the word violent because no one's really getting hurt,
right?
But they go to real prison, right? They get fed time with mandatory minimums and for burning some cars up, or burning down the ski resort. Like, this becomes a problem, and we're seeing the same level of repression for people that aren't doing anything close to that.
Yeah.
That's what's scary to me. I don't know if you feel the same way, David.
Yeah, you talk about fear, and I mean, at the risk of getting myself in trouble, we need that fear. It needs to be there. I mean, I think for the environmental movement to be successful, it needs to go from the furthest left to the furthest right, and it all needs to be there. We need the people with the money who only care about the environment in terms of having a clean beach that they can vacation on, to the earth liberation folks who are going to burn stuff, and everybody in between. There needs to be a way that all that fits together, because Earth First knew that. I mean, Earth First, if you read the very first newsletter that Earth First put out, before they even adopted the exclamation point as part of their name, in Earth First's very first newsletter, they make it clear that one of their main goals is to be the cutting edge, radical part of the movement, to make it easier for groups like the Sierra Club to win.
I thought that was interesting when you wrote about that.
Yeah. And I think that self-awareness, and that's strategic. Like, we're gonna take one for the team over here. We're gonna be the people who the feds go after, so that somebody else can get a win.
That's important, but again, it's back to like that kind of strategy, working together. Can the DSA work with the PSL to do those types of things, to have larger numbers? And to have more political power, to have a real campaign, as you say, opposed to individual protests. Tucson, do you have anything to say in closing?
Can the Sharks work with the Jets? Yeah, I know. it's a tough question. I think it's really interesting how Rand was able to work with all these different groups and bring them all to the table together. Even if they disagreed, they still tried to find ways to move forward. I have more questions, Jason. I don't know if you're looking to wrap up, but I have.
Yeah, it's been an hour, and David has to go to deal with his David life.
I'm sorry. I just okay. Can I ask a question about the
You got to
title?
ask him first if he has time. You don't ask. You have to ask him.
Do you have time, David?
I'm
Person
a
with an
historian, and you're asking me about my book, so yes.
Yes. So the title, I think, is important. The two words, Rainforest Radicals. You do spend some time in the book talking about language and messaging, and even drilling down how they wanted to present the word rainforest. Should it be one word? Should it be two words? Should it be the scientific technical name for rainforest, which includes the word moist, which nobody likes? Um, and then I wanted to ask about so talking about language and how important messaging becomes. But I also wanted to ask about the radical part, where you situate Rainforest Action Network, in terms of radicalness. Uh, where are they situated? Like along the lines of ELF, who's burning SUVs and ski resorts, and Greenpeace, who is stopping people from whaling, and then Sierra Club, who knows what they do? They ask me for money. That's what I that's what I know them to do. So just how radical was Rainforest Action Network, and how important was the messaging? How they spoke to people.
Yeah, the messaging was important, but one of the funny things about that is that when I was talking about that specific question with Hayes, he hates the word messaging. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because he feels like it's like branding a cow. Yeah, he thinks that we need more poetry, and yeah, speaking about what you're doing, and messaging will come along when you can define who you are. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, the question about radicalism, was Rand radical? Yes, they were. Um, were they, Environmental Liberation Front? No. Were they Sea Shepherd? No. Were they Earth First? No. But they were still radical. And I think that we can separate radical into two ways to think about it. We can talk about it in terms of tactics, or we can talk about it in terms of ideology. Rand's tactics could be described as radical. They did chain themselves to fences. They did chain themselves to close bank doors. They chained themselves to ships. I mean, they did some of that, but they didn't go into property destruction, right? So their radicalism in terms of tactics was radical, but not extreme. But in their ideology, that's where I think they were really radical, because in their ideology, they were they were advocating for a world in which the rights of indigenous people in a rainforest, including groups that had not been contacted by the outside world, those groups had equal rights to anyone else on the planet. And Rand was advocating for ending the system of interconnected corporate globalism that they saw as the root cause of all of these issues, the root cause of the oppression, of the environmental destruction. So they were looking to create a new global economic and political order. And in that, I would argue that they were radical.
Does that answer your question, man?
It does. It does. And I think that you address that as well in the book. Um, I do like ELF,
The
but
band?
the group,
Group? The band? Oh.
Earth Liberation Front. That was the group that was covered in the movie of in the documentary
Yeah.
If a Tree Falls.
Yeah. No one cares about the band, huh?
No,
Oh,
we
I see
don't.
what it is. Yeah, well, you should. You're unbelievable. That's why.
But I think it's important. Like some things are actually effective, and some things are actually not. And I think that Rand was incredibly effective. I knew of them in the 2000s, and so it was very cool to get a peek at like how this came to be and how things that we take as sort of commonplace, like understanding the World Bank connection to rainforest beef to corporations like Burger King, kind of thing. As we take that for granted now, and these are the people who innovated that. So very cool.
Well, again, wherever you guys are watching or listening to this show later, you would find the link in the description to get David's book, Rainforest Radicals. It is out now, correct, David?
It is out, yes.
Sweet.
It just dropped this month.
He didn't give me a physical copy.
You have a copy behind you, and it has the ran. What is it? A puma? What is it?
Jaguar.
It's a
Jaguar.
Jag Panther.
It's black, but it's not the panther. It's the jaguar. That's cool.
That was one of the things that I had to address with one of the reviewers, because they thought that there was some semblance of appropriation, that there's a big black cat, so it must be a black panther, and they're appropriating the radicalism.
If that's what you're mad about, you don't have a real problem. That's how I've always looked at it.
But aren't some of these animals the same? Isn't
I mean, if you saw one, would you be like, no, that's a puma, we're fine? I'm like, fuck, where am I at? Where's a goddamn puma walking around?
But the panther is another animal. It's just the name that they gave to the black one because they didn't know it wasn't a separate animal.
Wait, what?
I'm not going to comment because I think I know the answer, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
I know that the jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas, and it's like they get like 350 pounds. They're freaking huge.
I'm not trying to see a jaguar.
Jesus. I know it's not that big. Jaguar and panther, I believe, are the same. But yeah, so they're not Black Panthers. Take that.
Are you mad that it's a jaguar?
I'm not. It's fine with me. I mean, hey, we are all, I don't want to say entitled, but we are all beneficiaries of their existence. So why not?
Wouldn't it be funny if someone was like mad about that? Culturally appropriating
an animal from South America.
Yeah, these dudes from Oakland. You cultural appropriating the cultural appropriation. It's not cool, white man. That's a skit, right? It's like a fucking Living Color skit.
You have a super chat from Prairie Fire, Nebraska. He says, I highly recommend staying away from any cat that weighs more than 50 pounds, unless you've got a lot of lasagna. So silly.
It took you a while to get that.
Thank you, Prairie Fire. He's our farmer friend.
He's a real farmer.
Yeah.
That's how he makes his living, farming in the middle of Nebraska. Well, again, thank you, David, for taking the time to hang out with us this evening. And we, of course, wish you the best of luck. What are you working on next?
Mm-hmm. Continuing the idea of direct action and radicalism in a completely different angle. What I'm looking at now is the native plants movement. Like, you know, because the idea was during COVID, everybody got into native plants, at least around here. So what I'm looking at is why and when people start making landscaping choices for non-human value rather than for aesthetics and status. So, yeah. So it's like think of it as a form of radicalism, because you're choosing to reject the cultural norms and instead landscaping for bugs. Who landscapes for bugs, right? Yeah,
that's true. The HOA is going to come after you, though.
Yeah, the HOA.
They're coming for you.
We're coming for you. Whoa, new guest. We can't go the whole way with a new guest.
I'm interested in the new book. You have to come back.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. Yeah.
This one took you like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not the fastest writer. I like to, everything I write, I have to redo it several times before I'm comfortable letting it out into the world.
Do you have Stephen King-like advances or a day job?
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I teach history at Western Michigan University.
Wow.
Again, thank you, David, and have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you.
David.
My class.
That's David. BENAC. BENAC? It's both of them.
We should have asked.
And wherever you're watching or listening to the show, there's a link in the description to David's book. Please check that out. It's actually I think David and Thomas both wrote these books that are really good reads. They're page turners, if you will. They're for everyone. They're not academic books that can be dense and boring. So I do appreciate that about both of those men. What I don't appreciate is the Heathcliff hate that I saw in the chat.
Heathcliff?
Yeah, because Prairie Fire made a Garfield joke.
Uh-huh.
And someone said something about Heathcliff, and someone called Heathcliff the Kmart version of Garfield. First of all, nobody likes Garfield. Nobody likes it. If you're from the hood, you're all about Heathcliff.
I do like Garfield.
Fuck Garfield. Fuck. Garfield is the bourgeoisie. Heathcliff and his band of working class ghetto cats, Riff Raff and Mungo and the girl cat. You don't remember them?
Nermal.
There's like 2 cartoons in one.
Nermal is the bourgeoisie.
Look.
And Odie is Trotsky getting exiled.
That's not true.
Okay, well.
Garfield is trash. Okay?
Threatened to send him to Abu Dhabi.
Garfield is like Reagan.
Garfield is Garfield. He was literally a president.
There you go. It's even worse. He wasn't even a cool one. Isn't that the one that got stabbed?
That's the one
shot
that
in the
died.
stomach?
He got shot.
Yeah, he got shot in the stomach. He was like president for like a week and a half.
Death by Lightning. I recommend it. We should watch that.
You know what we should watch? Not
Heathcliff?
Garfield. We should watch Heathcliff. We're not going to watch Heathcliff. We are actually going to watch a movie that no one believed me when I explained it. They were like, no, Jason, this is one of your fever dreams. And I said, no, it's not. It's a real thing. And in the movie, the New York Mafia that apparently is, up and down Tucson streets, goddamn sirens, goes to the suburbs of Los Angeles to shake down karate dojo owners for protection money. And one dojo is not buying in to the New York Mafia's plan for karate dojo dominance. Doesn't make financial sense to me. You can just open up a dojo in New York. It's fine. It's not that expensive. But anyway, they flew all the way to LA and they brought their enforcement muscle, which is a guy named Ivan the Russian, played by a Belgian named Jean-Claude Van Damme. And he beats up the dojo owner and the dojo owner's son. And it's kind of a Karate Kid knockoff. And the dojo owners, they moved to Seattle because he has to run away from the New York mob. And in the move to Seattle, his son needs guidance, as one does in these Karate Kid knockoffs. So instead of an Asian human in the form of a gardener or a janitor or a substitute teacher, no. The ghost of Bruce Lee trains this young white man to be a karate master and fight Jean-Claude Van Damme.
So one of the things I liked about Heathcliff was that how they used to draw the garbage. It would be like fishbone, like a whole fishbone, and then like an apple that was eaten all around the core. A banana peel, and then it would just be like purple clouds in the back.
Whenever I see a fish like that, I can't eat fish like that. But whenever I see a fish like that, I'm like, who the fuck eats fish like Heathcliff?
My mom.
Your mom? That is some fucking developing world.
It really really is. That's what they do.
That's why I'm scared to go to the Haitian restaurant here in Mexico. I don't want to order fish, and they hand me that shit like Heathcliff, and now I kind of.
A lot of people around the world eat fish like that. They eat the head on. They eat like the head, the brains, the eyes, and stuff.
I can't have that, man. Because then the Haitians are gonna look at me. They're like, "You are not black."
I know. No one's gonna say that to you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, look, I'm going to the champagne room. Thank you, David, so much for bothering to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Again, wherever you guys are watching or listening to the show, please check out David's book.
I didn't want to give you the impression that I was done talking about Heathcliff with you, but I was just replying to the private chat to David.
You, ma'am?
I used to like Cleo. She was cool.
That's the girl cat. See, you fucking, you know, this is why I can't stand you. You know all this shit anyway. And you do this thing. I don't know what you're talking about, Jason.
I don't know. See, you think I'm exactly your age and went to kindergarten with you and I did all the things, junior high and everything. I did not. I had an older sister and she knew a lot of stuff and she did stuff. And then I was subject to the stuff that she did. I wasn't allowed to have the remote. You know that. Like I did not have that authority. So I know Gen X things, but I'm not Gen X. I'm not.
Through your stories, I miss your sister too, because I think her and I would have gotten along brilliantly.
You would have been like Wonder Twins. What is it? Is it Dragon Ball Z where they stand together and they put their arms?
The Wonder Twins are the ones with the boy and the girl, and they go Wonder Twins power, and it's like, I'm gonna be a panther puma, and the other guy goes, I'm a glass of water, and you're like, that's useless.
That would be you too. You'd be the glass of water.
I'd be like, the useless thing. I used to watch the Wonder Twins as a little kid and get excited because you just like there was two versions of the Super Friends, if you remember. There was the early 70s version, which is just kind of like the core Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the 80s, they rebooted it and they just threw in a bunch of people, and then the Legion of Doom had a bunch of new people. So I love the expansive universe part of it. But when they brought in the Wonder Twins, I was like, oh, not these two again. They fucking suck. Like I remember one was like, I'm gonna be an elephant. And he's like, oh, a glass of water. And then she was the elephant and she put her trunk in the glass of water and then spit the water in like fucking Lex Luthor's face. And then it turned into an episode of Scooby-Doo. I would have won if it wasn't for you meddling kids. It's like, oh, really? She's an elephant. Just step on him. You're a fucking elephant. You don't need the water.
I didn't get them. And the guy that turned into a giant, like, what's his called?
Enoch Chuck.
Yeah, it's the Native American.
Did you see there was a show, because if you remember, Cartoon Network had all the rights to those old Hanna-Barbera things. Mm-hmm. And they did a show called Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. They're very short. They're between like 8 and like 15 minutes. And Harvey Birdman was a character in Hanna-Barbera that no one remembers.
Right.
They made him this kind of ridiculous attorney. Stephen Colbert was a voice on there. It was actually really funny. And they had an episode where that guy, can't think of his name, Chief something, some racist name, Chief Too Tall, right? He would go Enoch Chuck, and he'd grow hella big.
Yes.
But one of the things that they make a joke of is he's just got a loincloth on. So when he grows big, everybody sees his huge dick.
Jesus.
So he gets arrested for indecent exposure. Because he's got this huge. I was laughing so fucking hard because I was like, oh, he's a giant. I never thought, oh man, everybody can see your fucking dong, man. That's dangerous, giant dong man.
The things you don't think of when you're a kid.
Right? Like you shouldn't think that when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hang out with the kid that goes, look how big that guy's dick is. It's like, who's touching you, Jimmy?
For real.
Hey there, after school special.
Prairie Fire, Nebraska said, MT, you need to tell Jason the truth. It's still 1999. He suffered a head injury. This is all his imagination.
That would
If
mean
he,
that I was still married to that woman.
oh,
And I think her life has turned out much better since the divorce.
I forgot Jason was a divorced dad.
Yeah, no. And then we only had one kid. Yeah. So no, I think she'd be mad if she woke up and it was 1999.
1999.
She's like, what the fuck? We're in this apartment.
We're in this apartment. It's so interesting because it's covered in the book. Thomas covers these years as well. And just like, it's like an excavation going back in time. Like, this is what other people were doing when I was having the square pizza in the lunchroom.
That's why you're a vegetarian. You just eat ELF.
The ELF. I knew what they were doing at the same time. It's wild. It's like Columbine and ELF. What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do people remember Columbine?
Oh, yes, they do.
They do.
We have a lot of Columbine worshipers out there. They are also the shooters. They worship those kids.
Do you see what Steve?
Steve. So glad you're here, Steve.
Oh my God.
Love Steve.
That's a good question.
I mean, that might be true.
Steve, I've been poor a long time. Let me think. What year is it? 2026?
Yeah.
That picture. No, she didn't buy me that shirt. I was gonna say my ex-wife bought that shirt. She did. She bought another shirt that looks like that. I don't know, man. I don't like the mall. I finally went to the mall here in Mexico. I don't dig it.
Are you like one of those, oh, this is so corporate and sterile?
I can be.
You guys are posers.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's worse than that. It's worse than that. It's so much worse than that. I think I've said this on the main show before. Jason shops at Sharper Image. I would if there was one around still.
Brickstone.
Yeah, I'm so, like all the dumb shit there just blows my mind. It's a fountain with plastic rocks.
Jason buying all the massagers that look like things that are not massagers.
I remember being a kid in the 80s and we lived in Marin County, and sometimes my mom would take us to me and her would go to this mall in a place called Corte Madera, and there was a Sharper Image in there, and I sat in that chair and they had a giant stormtrooper, and I thought it was the coolest store in the world. There's a massage chair that doesn't make any sense to me and a giant stormtrooper. This is an advanced toy store.
Yeah, it is. Oh no. You see what Steve said?
What is this? How you managed to look like a
Oh.
Wow.
You don't look like Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Wow. This is why I'm scared to go on that show next week, because me and Tucson were talking about like what do I wear? What do you wear? So I said, Tucson, I'm going to show you the shirt I bought. So I bought this shirt for $1.
Of course.
Right? Because I'm cheap and I live in a place where there's just it's like your homeland of Haiti. There's just fucking fields and fields of US recycled clothes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to go into a mall and you see this same shirt but new, and it's like $40 or whatever price you people pay. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't need this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to a pile of clothes that could be soiled, pick through it, and find a fucking winner.
Shake off the bed bugs.
Right? Ready to go. What do you think of this?
It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it goes with your background, it goes with your undertone and stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't say anything. Jason outfits say something.
I'm gonna read
Jason,
that comment.
I don't do drugs, but I want to buy food from the places that sell drugs, that make illegal drugs. A good idea in comparison. Jesus.
Someone says, "Do I haggle?" I'm able to haggle a little bit in Spanish, and when I can, I do. So you say no on the pink?
Jason can insure for a nickel. I do say no on the pink. You would need to get it washed and dried and ready in time to just no.
The thing I'm scared about is it's too thin, so it would get too wrinkly in the bag.
Oh, I thought you could say something else.
My nipples are gonna show. I'm a little worried about that too.
Like, hey, why does this podcast guy have his headlights on? You know,
Hey, Mr. Chocolate Chip. So
he must really like the host.
what you guys are getting now is post-show champagne room banter gratis. If you do enjoy the lighter side of This Is Revolution, then become a patron so you can get more of the Jay and Toussaint banter that happens beyond the velvet rope of TIR, where we comment on funny videos that I find on the internet that Toussaint calls a trip inside of my subconscious.
They are, and perhaps we should limit those. Perhaps we should. Going forward.
Should I wear overalls, Toussaint?
No. No. I'm glad you asked so that I could say no.
Why not? It's a summer pant, and I'll be in New York in the summer.
You need to stop. Steve sent me a picture of Ta-Nehisi Coates, and I guess I'm supposed to imagine him as what he said. No, they don't. You know.
Zahir says Jason dresses like an adult preschooler.
Kind of. Jason with the square pizza.
That's funny. Overalls, no shirt. I'm there. I could wear overalls, no shirt, and feel kind of confident.
Please no.
No.
Please no. Also, vest, no shirt. Also no.
I think the world's not ready for vest, no shirt.
I saw a video of Kid Rock wearing a vest with no shirt when
like now or like 40 years ago.
He was younger, and I was just like, "This is absolutely
that's dope, dude. That's what I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be to, son. Vest, no shirt.
No,
just no shirt.
We should vote. Band T-shirt, no band T-shirt.
Yeah, band T-shirt, no band T-shirt.
Also, what band?
What band? Dun dun dun.
No assless chaps. Here's the
all
thing.
Chaps are assless.
Exactly.
All of them. That's the design. With a wine jug.
No.
Guys will wear a vest from the Warriors, dress in TI. I would wear TIR merch. I actually have some.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the TIR merch. Is it too on the nose? I don't know.
See what I'm saying? This is important.
Yeah.
This is my hello to the world again.
I wish you had a shirt of the white dude with no face and the $sign.
Ooh, that would have been a great shirt.
I really like that one. We gotta do that going forward.
That's why I usually put it at the end of Crisis Papers, but I forgot the last two. Check out the latest edition of Crisis Papers. When Cedric Simmons sent that comment, I was rather flattered. And Tony Red also sent me a comment. He said he really enjoyed it too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
sometimes nice. I'm all right, dude.
Sometimes.
But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I could go vest, no shirt. Look at that.
Look.
See that?
We don't want to lose subscribers. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go in the other direction.
We just have to cross our fingers and hope. I would love for you to see this shirt that I got my 7-year-old. Can I show you?
Yeah, you buy him nice stuff. He has
okay. Look at this shirt. It's so adorable. I think you're gonna love it.
Jason has.
I'm so stoked for this shirt.
He left the stream to go to his t-shirt hole.
Look
no.
Look at this.
You got him a Young Gambler Hawaiian shirt.
Look at this. It's so dope, dude.
You got to get him a little baby Cuban.
But they had the man's version. And I was like, no, I don't want to take away from his shine.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got to wear this and look like fuck you, Bruno Mars. Right?
That's so cute.
People say, do I get him a little hat? No, my son actually has really long hair. So he's styling with the hair. He's ready for the world right now. So that is cute, right?
It is cute.
Right?
It is cute. He's a well-dressed kid. He always looks really sharp when I see him.
I know.
He has a shirt that says like hug dealer or something like that.
He does. He had a shirt, or he did. I think he grew out of it.
Yeah.
No, he had a shirt that said, I'm a bad mother hugger.
There we go. That's what it is.
And him and I were walking in a not so great part of San Francisco when he had that shirt on. And these dudes that, were doing what people do in bad parts of the town. Looked over and saw this little beige kid with that shirt and started quoting Pulp Fiction.
Quoting the shirt.
Cracking the hell up.
Look at you, Jack.
So I like hanging out with that guy when he's all fucking fresh like that. I feel like I'm hanging out with the rock star.
Aw, I thought you could say I feel like I'm a good influence.
No, not at all.
You don't feel like you're a good influence.
You try to be, right? You try to be like positive. I'm so different when I'm around my children, even the adult ones. I don't like to curse around them, and I'm just really boring. Look both ways before you cross that street.
I saw a woman. I thought she was walking with like maybe her boyfriend or her husband and her friend. Mm-hmm. But then I thought maybe that's like her daughter because they were holding hands.
I see like a lot here. That's
same size.
Did your mom hold your hand when you guys walked?
No. My mom pretended we were strangers when we were in public. I remember once I was on the bus and I was sitting down and it was getting kind of crowded and she came in and I was like, ma'am, you look old and tired. Would you like to have a seat? And she was like, fine. Then we continued to pretend we didn't know each other until we got off the buses and we just chatted on the way home.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sorry.
It's a thing. She works for the CIA. It's a thing that she liked to do.
The CIA stand for something? Culinary Institute of America.
Oh, she's more deep state than cool. At least Kuba would be like, I'm going to Poland.
Someone says, have you unpacked that in therapy too?
This is my therapy. I'm a podcaster. Hello.
Wow.
It's a totally healthy
I
dynamic.
swear we had do we have a rim shot? I thought we had a rim shot.
We have bongos. I just know we have bongos.
I know we have bongos. I swear the rim shot was on there.
We have applause and we have laughter.
We don't have a rim shot?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's not even in like the ones we didn't add yet.
We have this. Hold on. There's some stupid fucking sounds in here.
I agree.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. Okay, we have this. Did you hear
What's
it?
that?
Did you hear it?
Shut up.
Did you hear that?
What was that's like getting hit in the neck with one of those blow darts?
Yeah. Like a ninja movie?
Yeah.
He's incapacitated. That's supposed to be a punch. I added this. That's a gunshot. I turned the volume up too. I added this.
You know
When the fuck would we ever use that?
I have them in the background anyway.
Like, when the fuck would you ever use a train? Like, that's a horrible thing to have.
I have no idea.
Here's your house.
Play the bongos.
Oh, looks like we're gonna call the fun police on you. These are horrible presets.
I agree.
These are horrible presets.
For the record, at some points, the sirens you hear are from David. Not me.
Tucson.
Half of them were for me.
The sirens are the most New York sirens in the history of time.
Shut up. There's no such thing.
Over here.
Stop. All you see is, and then it says crime in the city.
Crime in the city, right? That's what you said. All you see is, it was big block bold letters, right? Only real hip hop OGs know what we're talking about.
We need to watch it.
Speaking of New York hip hop, we do have to go. But
yes,
there was some New York rapper, young lady, and she showed up on my Instagram feed, and she was like, "New York used to be so different, and I'm over here walking around New York, and I used to get an ayo," and whatever slang you people say. And she goes, now it's all like it's LA around here. And I responded, ma'am, I don't think you've ever been to Los Angeles.
Yeah, what?
and she responded, I don't think you know my life.
Oh, she not wrong. She not wrong.
I cracked the fuck up that this person responded to my ridiculous comment to her ridiculous comment.
So dumb.
But I thought she was like one of those people that just make stupid content, but she was a rapper. And that was the only like non-rappy thing she did, was that little thing. But she did a song with the Beat Nuts.
Oh, nice.
So she's one of those rappers.
Is she from Queens?
No, I think she is from the Bronx. I'll send you, if I find the video, I'll send it to you. I thought it was funny. Again, I said, you know what, ma'am, I don't know anything about where you're from, but I will be in New York. I told her the dates I'll be in New York. I was like, so if you want to show me all the New York things, I was like, I want to see Timberlands. I want to understand the chopped cheese. I want to see people losing their shit over a Knicks game. I want to see it all.
That's going to happen. You know what they did? So the entrance, when you're going into the subway, that it's usually green, and then it has the light that's like a bulb.
It's blue and orange right now.
They changed it to blue and orange, and they made the bulb for the light a basketball. That sounded very New York when I said it.
If the New York Knicks win the NBA championship,
they're not gonna win.
Zoran Mondani
Yes.
can punch a baby
Yeah.
while wearing a hammer and sickle Fila sweatsuit while his wife is breakdancing on cardboard that is the colors of the Palestinian flag in the most Hasidic Jewish neighborhood ever. That's how much New York would just be on top.
It's a fact, though. He's gonna give us a parade. We're
Do
gonna
you
get a ticker tape
know
parade.
that it's like at that point, if you're really on some Zionist shit, just leave. New York is no longer for you. Go to Boston.
To Exodus.
Yeah, another Exodus. Is that what you said?
I didn't even mean it like that, but
Damn.
We coming for you, nigga.
Yes, we are. Toussaint's calling for another Exodus.
sorry, I just meant that
Another.
literally. They're making fun of how I said basketball.
You did say it, hella New York.
I don't know how that came out.
This show, sadly, is going to get demonetized. I should cut it into two.
Why is it getting demonetized?
You just called for an Exodus.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant it in a literal sense.
That's not better.
No. in a transhistorical, ahistorical way.
Calling for any Jewish Exodus.
I'm sorry.
Might be. Someone goes, and another one.
Oh my gosh.
Whew.
I'm sorry. This is not what we want any new people to hear.
Can you imagine all of God's chosen people that are, rainforest activists that tune into this episode and they're still watching for some godforsaken reason? They're like, did she just tell me to leave?
Like, the guy left. Why am I still watching this?
Why am I still here listening to these gabagools on the fucking screen?
These gabagools.
These nignogs. These nignogs over here on the screen. What are they? Why am I still here?
Man.
So please, if you're going to address your hate comments, the email address is mtoussaint at nationofislam.com.
Stop. I mean, a new old racism.
Kushlik says the Marvel post-credit scenes of TIR are
the wildest.
Someone had asked in the comments, they're like, why do you cut your clips to end in the middle of someone talking? And I wanted to answer that, and I didn't.
No.
I wanted to be like, well, first of all, these are commercial. I look at them as commercials for the main show, not, mindless content for you to, eat up. I hope you watch and go, I want to hear more. And second of all, I don't fucking cut it. It's automatic. So calm the fuck down.
It's true. I don't think people know that.
Yeah, like the longer form ones. Yeah, I cut those, but these short ones, no, I'm not cutting 25 excerpts from one program, but it comes up with titles sometimes. So, I would, and it doesn't think, right? It doesn't have the ability to go, this is inappropriate.
No, it doesn't.
So, I really want this show to get cut up and have it be like, MT tells.
Oh, no.
MT calls for Exodus 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, no. I'm so
then,
sorry.
boom, we're viral.
I'm a friend to the community.
Just because Ben Burgess doesn't make it okay.
Ben Burgess doesn't even know them.
Yeah, he's not full. He's not like hardcore. He never had a mitzvah, I don't think. It doesn't count. Well, we're friends with Besner. He's oof.
I love Fessner. I love Fessner.
The M and MT stands for Moses.
Shut up. I did White Cannon with his
With the
Mrs.
wife.
Fessner.
That's right. You
Yes.
weren't at LA, so you didn't meet her.
Her name is Courtney. She
Mhm.
is her own person,
Yes, she is.
despite the fact that I called her the Lady Bessner.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
McRub says Ben Burgess is a day.
Wait, what?
I think I said Ben Burgess is a fully
You said a day walker.
He's
Wow.
a day walker.
Ben Burgess is not a day walker. As far as I know.
Wow.
Shut up. Tony Red wants me to say basketball again. I don't know why he said it that way.
Cause man, you got too comfortable. You're sitting in your house,
I
farting in
kind
the
of
living
did.
room.
I was visualizing the actual basketball and then putting it on the light and like
Cause
what I saw.
if the New York Knicks dare to win a championship, just go to Connecticut for a weekend because it's going to be some Escape from New York level of shit.
Isn't it just gonna be the Eastern Conference? They have to do that first, correct?
They did it already.
They did it already.
This is it.
I was asleep. Okay. So now they're on their way to the championship.
This is the championship. Is what's going on. Them and the Spurs. So
I heard the backup center broke his pinky, and then it was like, "Oh, this is a wrap."
no,
Okay,
the Knicks can fuck around and win, and I kind of want to see the Knicks win a championship.
We all
They're
do.
America's favorite right now. America is behind New York, and again, that means Mondami is just standing there grinning his ass off. If Donald Trump is smart,
right,
he'll chill out for a minute and get behind Mondami. I'm sure Donald's coming. So I'm not asking you for your advice per se, but if you were me, you had Cuba here, you had Iran there. What would you? I'm not saying I'm listening to you, but if I was listening to you, what would you?
Hey, you should say, listen, we can put our differences aside and celebrate the Knicks. Because it's that important.
Dude. Like, it's bad right now.
I don't know how well it's going to play with the rest of the country if he does that, but he is from New York. We do know that.
Red says, Jason, you're wrong. Literally, the entire basketball world besides Knicks fans are behind Wemby. I don't have Knicks fans around me.
Oh.
So I would
you will soon.
I think a lot of people are interested in seeing two teams that haven't won anything in a while. Most people that watch basketball of a certain age, especially if you're under 30, you probably don't really have a good memory of when the Spurs were good and dominant.
I used to like the Spurs. David Robinson. My favorite name, David.
In my lifetime, the Knicks never won a championship.
Same. I believe they won in 1970. They won something else in the late 90s.
I feel like they won a championship when like right when black people were starting to play.
Oh, man.
They still had to go. Boy, what are you doing coming through the front door of this here NBA arena?
Oh, my God. The Knicks last won in 1973. They won the championship in 1973. They defeated Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games, 4-1.
Yeah, that's when the Lakers had white people on the team.
They also won in 1970, which I did say.
Also when the Lakers had white people on the team.
Long time ago.
Jerry West was the white person. Like, he was really good. He's the fucking logo of the NBA. Like, the guy was amazing.
Is that back when they had the socks that went up?
Oh, yeah. And the little ass shorts of the dickheads fell out.
Oh.
Different game.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is Ginobili? Ginobili era?
Yeah, when the Spurs were winning.
Is that? Oh. I feel like I heard Pop Smoke say that in the song once. I didn't know what Ginobili was. Sometimes rappers just put
Every
syllables together.
day we stray further away from God's light.
They blast Pop Smoke out here all the time.
Mm.
I just found out a guy named Class Murder has a song called Biden.
I don't want to
I
hear
don't
it.
know what it's about. I Shazammed it and I'll listen to it later.
I don't want to hear it.
They were blasting it.
Is it as bad as any of the other music that I've been listening to?
No, I like Class Murder. He had another song called Big Ape, which I don't like that he was like referring to himself as a big ape as a black man, but that song is good.
Before we go, I
Police activity.
I almost did this movie for movie night, but I was like, no, I can't do this to these people.
Oh,
I was telling Tucson about this last night. I watched this movie called Sapphire. It's this British murder mystery from 1959, and it was pretty racist. So there's a woman that gets killed. She looks like a white woman, and as you watch the movie, you find out the woman that's killed is half black, and she's passing. And as the police are investigating her murder, they're finding clues and everything. They find out she hangs out this place called the International Club in the UK. And I in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it's just a club called the International Club, but it's actually like the state-sponsored International Club. So it's just people from every country that the UK had colonized.
of course.
And they're all doing stereotypical shit inside. There's just black people playing jazz and these Chinese people playing ping pong. I'm like, how is that going on in the same spot so close to one another? Who would think to do that? Who would think, man, I just got a feeling. Just got to play jazz with my black brothers. And the Chinese people were like, oh, I'm not feeling it. Can we put a ping pong table like right next to you guys? Is that cool? do you brothers mind? No Irish. Yes, there was an Irish person in it. They were probably eating a potato like an apple. So the cops. So wait, So the cops they get some inside dope that there's another club they have to go to. They have to go to the colored people club, the black club. So they go to the black club that's in the black side of town. And again, this is the UK, so there's like Africans, right? And so the cops walk in, and they're obviously cops because they're white. And you see, people dancing, doing that, like it's the 50s, and they're doing that shit where they're spinning chicks around, and they have the big dresses, and they're throwing between their legs and all this crazy shit. And they're like, we're looking for Jimmy. And then the guy behind the bar, which is supposed to be like the black guy, like, which Jimmy, boss? And like every black guy in there is named Jimmy.
Nigger Jim.
But it's like a different kind of Jimmy. Like, Jimmy Short Hands. And then some guys like got short hands. It's like Jimmy Buck Teeth. It's just whatever Jimmy he points to. The guy does the thing that is his last. And so the cops are mad. We're looking for the Jimmy that danced with this girl. And then the owner of the club comes out, and he's another black guy. And the owner goes, so you cops are looking for some white girl, but she's not white. She's lily skinned. And I had never heard that term before. I was like, lily skinned? What is that? And one of the themes of the movie is like, there's two cops, and one cop just wants to solve the murder, and the other cop is like racist. And the other cop is like, oh, you can tell a black when you see one. And he just says all this racist shit, right? And so he's been getting called out for these racist things throughout the movie. And so this black club owner goes, you can tell a black person when you see one. And right when he says that, my ears go, oh, really? And he goes, when they hear the sound of the bongos, they just go crazy. There's this light-skinned black woman behind him as he says that, and her foot just starts fucking twitching because the bongos are playing. And she can't stop, Tucson. She can't stop moving. And she's like looking around. It's the bongos. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What do you mean?
Somebody greenlit that.
The irony of the scene. 2 scenes before, 2 cops go into the hospital, the coroner. Doctor, you treated this girl. Why, yes, I did. Did you know she was colored? I didn't fucking ask. They asked the doctor that question. She looks in the picture, she looks very white. And the thing is, she has a brother, and her brother's very dark. And when the cop meets the brother, he goes, so are you a stepbrother or some kind of adopted child? Something? And he's like, he's a doctor, right? He's an esteemed doctor. He's her older brother. He goes, no, we share the same mother and the same father. It's just genetics, you know. They come out different sometimes. The cop goes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sometimes they're jaguars and sometimes they're panthers.
That's what it kind of felt like. Jaguar panther. Oh, that's a panther. That is a panther. So every time the brother would come in the scene, people would be like, is a colored man here? And like when they're asking, like the girls stayed at this one apartment place and they asked the landlord, like, did you know homegirl? And she's like, yeah, like, did you know she was colored? A colored girl? I can't have a colored girl staying in my apartment. Like, Jesus, I understand Jean Bachelon so much better.
Yes, okay.
But they're asking the doctor, they're like, did you know she was colored? And the doctor's like, no, why would I ask? And then the cop goes, well, you can tell a colored person when you see him. And the doctor goes, you can tell a cop when you see him. And the cop goes, what do you mean? The doctor goes, cops supposedly have really large feet. Do you have large feet, sir? I was like, that's the insult? This is so British. What? Yeah, it's so fucking British. You know, by the end of the movie, they find the killer. And it's like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. And then the cop that's a racist, you know, I just realized that niggers are okay. And then it's like,
wow. That's the moral of the story.
I watched that movie. Tucson. I'm just, you know, I just like watch, and I'm trying to. There's no devices around me. My laptop's busted, right? So I'm watching this movie. I'm locked fucking into this movie. But every time there would just be a scene where racism would come out of some white person's mouth, and I couldn't stop laughing. Like, we heard you rented to the dead girl. I didn't rent to that nigga. And then she like slams the door in the cop's face.
Outrageous.
Oh my God. It's called Sapphire is the name of the movie. Found it on YouTube. Watch it for yourselves. Rather enjoyable film, I thought.
Sapphire is a stereotype for Black women, no? The sassy
Is
one?
it?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's like Mammy, Sapphire.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the name of the movie.
That was the name of the movie. A Black female stereotype. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And that's why she got killed, because she was like, she met a white guy. Like once she found out she could pass, she didn't want to fuck with black guys anymore. And she meets this white guy, but his family's racist. And she goes to his racist sister and she's like, your brother's going to have a nigga baby and there's nothing you can do about it. Ha 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 ha.
And she said her name was Meghan Markle.
She took off her Scooby-Doo mask.
Plot twist.
Like, man, what a fucking offensive ass movie.
That's the fear. So,
but like, and all the black people, there was one black guy that was rich, and he was the best part of the movie because there's all these red herrings, and he was her dance partner at one point in time, and they're like, why did you stop, dancing with her? And he's like, she'd stopped dancing with us because she found out she could pass for white and didn't want to hang out with black people. He goes, that made you mad, didn't it? He goes, no, not at all. You wanted to be with her, didn't you? She was a beautiful, light-skinned chocolate gal. And he was like, no, I could never bring her home to my parents. And the cop goes, and the black guy goes, and the cop's like, but why? She's black. And he goes, but she's half white. And the cop's like, dun, dun, dun. And he's like this rich black dude. And he leaves and he gets into this sick fucking, this is like 1959. So this sick ass old Jaguar that's convertible. It's just sick as fuck. He's got this hot, just chocolatey black chick in the driver's seat. He's like, now that foolishness is over, I can get out of here. As my father found out I was cavorting with those ruffians, he'd cut off my allowance. I was like, this movie is awesome. Nobody goes, what part of London were these people from?
Yeah.
I don't know. There is all over the place, man. Reclaims that they were from Boston.
That's funny.
Dude. Someone said I'd rather hear Jason tell it than watch it. No, you have to see the scene where the bongos play. I laughed so there were tears streaming down my face when that white lady's fucking leg just started twitching. You can tell when the bongos hit them. Those bitches can't resist. And there's another black girl that's light skinned. She's dancing with some dark ass nigga. I'm like, oh my God. This was a real movie.
Which is what you say at the end of all of your movie reviews.
That's what I say. This was a real, someone shot this. They had a storyboard. This is where the bongo theme comes in.
Political economy is all in. He said, I must get some bongos. It's so ridiculous.
If we had a budget and hidden cameras, I would love to get on the subway with you and just play bongos, and then we get into arguments about why niggas ain't dancing.
Stupid. Come on, you hear it.
Hey, no? Nothing? Nothing at all? You're not Cuban or anything?
No. And they'll be like, we're just New Yorkers and we tune out everything because it's a noisy city.
And then you're like, but bongos are irresistible. So says British racism.
We tune out the mariachi band, but we might listen for the bongos.
I still, the International Club was really funny. When you see the Chinese people playing ping pong, you're just like, come on, man. The ping pong table is right next to the black guys playing jazz. It's not even in a different room.
I don't know how those things go together.
Yeah. I watched it and the piano. So everybody knows the girl, right? And they're not really broken up that she's dead. And the cop that's kind of a racist goes, that colored boy. No, he goes, that boy's a hell of a piano player. And the cop goes, the good cop goes, maybe that's all he wanted to be. Just a piano player.
Pregnant statements.
It's just like, oh my God.
Is that what the sequel's going to be about?
Oh my God. The piano. I just want to play piano and make niggas dance. I have to admit, unless black people are the theme of the movie, they're really not in old movies unless they're shining shoes or doing something like, whatever you say, boss, and then they like run away. Mm-hmm. or they're just background people. A lot of movies are just background people. I watched another movie where Sidney Poitier was a doctor, and he was in the emergency room at this hospital, and there was a gang fight, and the two gang members came in, and they were very racist. And he did an experimental procedure on this one, and he died, and the super racist brother that was alive tried to blame him and his blackness, and it was a kind of a ridiculous film. But there's so many of these movies, and they make sense in like 1957, in 1962, hell, in 1970, they make sense. I don't know if I need to see that movie in 2026.
I mean, I had a whole conversation years ago with my boss at the time. He's a Black Brit. And we were talking about how my generation don't want to see no slave movies. He's like, I understand. I don't want to see them either. We've seen the shack already. We've seen the shack. We've seen the plantation. We've seen everything. We're done. We're done with the shack.
You don't, but now it's like we need Reconstruction is happening again in America. No longer will the Democratic Party have niggas by the throat with shitty black candidates.
I mean, Reconstruction was kind of dope.
Yeah, it's like, they're like it's over. Well, you know what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I think there's a slave movie in our future.
No.
There's a slave movie coming in our future from the producers of The Help.
No, stop.
And that movie with Terrence Howard where niggas couldn't swim.
No. What?
We bring you Once We Were in Power, the story of Negroes during Reconstruction.
I think there is a slave movie coming down the pipe.
There's a slave movie coming. Slave movie a coming round the bend. Slave movie coming, I don't know when.
At the time, we were all passing around a copy of 12 Years a Slave. And I got it, and I had it for a long time. And my coworker was like, yo, are you done with it? Can you give it to me? I was like, I don't know, man. I can't bring myself to watch it. I don't know. I think I'm done with the shack. Like,
you don't want to see a black woman get raped repeatedly by some white guy? No?
Exactly. Like, I think I'm good. They were like, no. It was good. It was, it was a really good story. And
they got real Africans to get raped and everything.
I just saw Lupita, and I was just like, no, I don't think I need to see this.
Well, what if
the main dude?
They're like this? What if we take the slaves, we give them superpowers, put Marvel's name behind it, put these niggas on the backs of animals with spears? How you like that?
Call it Black Jaguar. No.
Black Jaguar. Do you know that in real Marvel lore, Black Panther, the comic, predates the Black Panthers? And when the Black Panthers came to be, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were like, oh, we got to change this name. And be associated with those ruffians. How about Leopard Man? Yeah, that's it. Leopard Man. So there's a year where Black Panther is called Leopard Man. Look it up if you think I'm lying.
Oh, I hate you and your voice is so. Why would they sound like that?
Play those bongos, Jackie. Hand me one of those wacky cigarettes while you're at it. It's time to create.
Oh my gosh.
I am going to get to movie night. I promise. You guys are getting free champagne. If you appreciate what we're doing right now, drop a super chat. If you listen to this later and you crack the fuck up, then drop some money in the bucket because there's a good chance that because of the racism that Toussaint dropped earlier on, this show is not going to have any ads on it.
I'm sorry.
Nuri says all whites sound like Frank Sinatra to Jason. I grew up listening to Frank Sinatra, actually. My grandma used to dig him. She said back in her day, her and her friends would go cut school to watch Frank Sinatra. I said, is that why you can't read? I didn't say that to my grandma. And she could read quite well. I made that up.
Back when Frank Sinatra was super skinny and he looked like the microphone.
Oh, man. Yeah. She was like, oh, we used to go and we used to swoon. They called us Bobby Soxers. So we had these Bobby. She told me all about it. She didn't talk like that either. She talked very proper, actually. She's a funny woman. Jason was born in the 1920s. No, I just hung out with my grandma and I got to live with my grandparents for a while. So I got a steady diet of old movies and I just love it. I love it. My grandma's like me. So when movies get exciting, she'd be like, are you watching this? Are you watching this?
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then she would see me get excited for like cartoons and she'd be like, what's going on now?
What's going on now?
So, I get super living alone. I have gotten to find the joy in these old, to some people, I guess, problematic movies. Look, everyone has their escapism. For most of us, it's scrolling. I try not to do that. I love sitting back and watching some of these fucking movies. Just don't have a device around. Just sit there and watch it. They're really short. Most of them are like an hour. They're fun. Especially when they do shit like go to Cuba. The boat to Cuba leaves at 4. You're like, there's a boat that goes to Cuba?
Yes.
And they get to Cuba and it's a different kind of bongos, but everybody's dancing.
Everybody's dancing.
Everybody's dancing in Cuba. I'm like, man, the world looks so much fun if you were white.
Hey.
Devil in a Blue Dress also was one of those movies that just blew my mind when I saw it. Also, the filmmaker is from where I'm from. He's one of the few people from Richmond that isn't Ryan Coogler. But that's a movie night movie that we should watch. Devil in a Blue Dress.
Is Whoopi Goldberg in that?
She is not. I don't know what Devil in a Blue Dress you saw.
You always got that confused with the Whoopi Goldberg movie.
The one where she was in Africa with Doogie Howser?
No.
Somebody said Castro took my granddad's bongos.
It's Marco Rubio in the chat.
Marco Rubio, everybody. Little Marco.
With the nice shoes.
Damn. There's a handful of things about the Trump administration that do make me giggle. And the fact that he gave Florsheim shoes to his people that don't fit, funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. And the fact that the motherfuckers wear them, even funnier.
It's a gang, man.
It's even funnier. And Marco. This nigga got me Florsheims, didn't he? You said the last pair got lost. The leftists. Wacky leftists. Leftist taking his shoes like fucking Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner and shit.
I'm confusing it with Moonlighting finale with Whoopi Goldberg, and they kept playing the song Devil with the Blue Dress on.
Oh, the Moonlighting. Yeah. I used to watch Moonlighting too. I've been listening to a lot of Al Jarreau lately.
Yes, so weird.
I told you guys that, right? When Teray called me, he always says something real fucked up on the phone when he calls. He's like, what you doing, black man? I was like, oh, just listening to Al Jarreau's Breaking Away.
No big deal.
He goes, I'd never thought I'd hear a black man say that.
Yeah. Wow.
This is a great album. 1981's Breaking Away, Al Jarreau?
No.
Look, Connor
Bobby
says his
McFerrin
parents
is
love.
acceptable.
Connor's pretty white. He says his parents love Al Jarreau. Hey, Connor, could you be lily skinned?
Connor means Al Green. That's what Connor
Al Green. I think he means Al Jarreau.
Al Green.
After all,
No,
dude,
Bobby McFerrin is acceptable.
the woman I was dating, she said she went and saw Bobby McFerrin and it blew her mind.
He's an amazing musician.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
She said blew her mind. Coconut is a black woman, and she says she loves Al Jarreau. Al Jarreau is fucking dope, dude.
All I remember from Al Jarreau is when Tommy Davidson made fun of him in his.
I've got a taste for McDonald's.
What is it? We're in this love together. Got the kind that lasts forever.
That's the later Al Jarreau. I'm telling you, put on the record Breaking Away. I can't remember the one right after Breaking Away. If Dr. Claus listened, he knows the record I'm talking about. That's
He's
one
playing it right
morning.
now.
Morning, Mr. Radio.
What is that?
When I wake up, I have this playlist that I work out to, and it moves a certain way, right? Because I have to wake up and stretch, and then when I'm hitting the workout for real, then the heavy songs come in. When I'm done with that, turn it off, shower and everything. So when I'm making my breakfast, if you put on Al Jarreau morning, your day will be so fucking wonderful.
Smooth
so
water.
Wonderful. I'm telling you, put on that album with morning on it. You will have the best day ever.
Yes, it's called Morning.
The album is called Morning?
No.
The song, yeah.
The song is called Morning with an apostrophe and no G.
It's the song with the video and it's a cartoon.
Oh.
I want to play it so bad, but they'll pull this video so quick. Morning, Mr. Radio. And the radio's like dancing and shit. The sunshine. It's the most Sesame Street video a grown man has ever made. And I think that's why people look at Al Jarreau as like a cornball and not a serious jazz musician, because you can look at some of that music as crossover music to a certain extent as well. But it's still jazz. Right? There's some scatting in there if that's really what you want, but he was making an attempt to hit the pop charts like Patrice Rushen and Herbie Hancock and some of these other people that had spent years toiling away. And I think there's some good records there from like 81 to probably like 90. He's got some fucking tracks, dude. Start your day with Al Jarreau.
No. Start your day with Bobby McFerrin, Sweet in the Morning.
You can I think if you start your day with something like that too, you'd have a good day. But Tucson will start her day with like Wu-Tang and fucking
There's nothing wrong with it.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. M.O.P.
Yes. Onyx. But wait, it gets worse.
Just walking in New York like this. What's wrong with that girl? I think she got hip problems.
I mean, it does really change how you see things and people. My sister used to tell me that when she would listen to Mobb Deep on the subway, it would make her want to push people on the tracks. Get out of my way. It's true.
That's how MT walks. And then when she gets on the train is when the Mary J. Blige comes on.
I didn't know why you think I listen to real love.
My life.
No. My life is depressing.
If you look at my life, if you were a girl I was trying to talk to, what year did that come out? 91 or 92?
Well, I don't know.
91, 92. And you and Mary J. Blige was I love my Mary J. Blige tape. Oof. Yeah, it's probably not going to work.
Ah,
I can smell the hot Takis. This isn't going to work.
the hot Takis. Jesus.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. You don't like
It's
Mary J. Blige? From a distance.
1994, my life.
It was 24. What was the one before that?
I don't know. It is not even showing it. Let me see.
With Real Love and shit?
My
If
life.
you bumped My Life in 1994 hardcore, you definitely are on your second marriage.
It's not in order, but her first one was "What's the 411."
What's
And
the 411 with Grand
what's
Poobah
the
and stuff? Yeah, yeah.
What's the 411 remix album?
But yeah, there's a few artists that if someone really loves that artist,
Red flag.
oh, it's crimson. It is.
It's dripping.
Like, I'm sure there's artists that if men like too much, it's like just walk on.
Trey
Walk
Songz.
on. Who'd you say it was? You said Drake?
Trey Songz.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Yes, but
definitely
also
keep walking if you like Trey Songz.
But also Drake, yeah.
Drake. I think even if a guy likes Kendrick too much, keep moving.
Kendrick too much.
Yeah.
Mm,
If a dude picks you up and they're like our age
hmm
and he's playing hip hop from the 90s, just in general. Just in general. Keep walking.
Oh. What if it's Dr. Claw?
I feel like Dr. Claw's got the Al Jarreau on if he's picking you up for the first date. He's not trying to scare the shit out of you.
I think Dr. Claw is a guy who knows to put on some smooth for the lady.
He's got Jeffrey Osborne on or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Y'all be there. And you'll get the car like, ooh, I love this song.
Gonna play some LTD.
Yeah. Someone says Connor says Sade. Connor's got some common sense. There's certain kind of Sade. You don't want to put on the deep cut fucking My Girlfriend Left Me Sade. You want to have like Diamond Life or something like that where it's still jazzy background music.
Yeah, you could do a little shimmy to it, a little upbeat.
Yeah. Not Cherish the Day. You don't pick up someone to cherish the day.
No, that's a little too much.
That's too dramatic. That nigga is drama. If he comes to pick, cherish the day. Hey, girl. No. Keep walking.
This can be toxic.
What else is a toxic man song? What if the man picks you up and he's playing Janet Jackson? I think he's okay. Which era of Janet you want to know?
Rhythm Nation.
Rhythm Nation, Janet.
He's got values.
What if he's playing the album after that with That's the Way Love Goes?
I love that song. So
okay, so that's a safe man.
I mean, but certain things that you need to play at home.
Oh, Madonna? Yeah. If I pick you up and I'm playing Madonna, just know that I'm not gay.
Dudes playing Madonna is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, especially black dudes. I used to work at a trap house, and sometimes they would play Katy Perry or Madonna.
Wait, you worked at a house where they sold drugs?
Well, it was
like a pharmacy, or you worked at like?
It was a warehouse, and we used to call it the trap house.
Okay.
It was trap house-ish at times. And they used to blast music all the time. And every now and then they would play Katy Perry or Madonna. And I'm like, is this for the white girls on our staff? Or is this for you?
When Madonna dropped that one album with music.
I like that one.
Dude, I lost my mind when that record came out.
The song was dope. She had some joints.
Dude, that shit was the bomb. That what's the song from the movie At Close Range?
I don't know. I like Dying Up.
Live to Tell. Live to Tell. Great song. Okay. Don't pick someone up playing Live to Tell, by the way.
No. Don't play the one from A League of Their Own either. This used to be my playground. Meow, 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 meow,
Yeah,
meow.
it's like, and you divorced your wife when? It's been 4 years. You look just like her. Just, you know what? I think I'm coming down. I think I shitted. I just shitted. So have a good night, Stephen.
You look just like her. No.
My Catherine used to wipe her mouth like that with it. This used to be my playground. Someone says trap house. 1, a house in which drugs are sold. 2, a pharmacy.
3, my former workplace.
This is the problem with M Tucson. I'm supposed to go to a movie night. I have been totally exhausted all day. I was like, I'm going to go through a movie night. I'm going to do the show in an hour. And Tucson was like, but I got more questions. I
did. I wanted to talk to him more.
Mama, look at me.
No, shut up. I wanted to talk to him more. I'm not an influencer. I did have more questions.
Alexander O'Neill, I think, is a good. You can pick somebody playing Alex. You Sherelle. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No, here's the thing: you can't play "Fake" by Alexander O'Neill. Do not play that.
Is that your hair, bitch?
Don't get in my car.
Yeah, there's a mood you should set, and the best thing to do is like chill music that's not making too big of a statement. There is 90s hip hop you can play like that. You can play like Award Tour is like the perfect song for that, right?
Yeah, Charcoal Quest had some good ones that you could play.
Kind of that whole record, Midnight Marauders, is just a real chill. It does sound like it was recorded at night, right?
It's fantastic. We maraud for beats.
And if it's not a long drive, you can talk over it, and you can. Oh, I used to love this song. Like, right? That's good. That's cool. You're in there. But if you go too deep, Lords of the Underground and shit.
Oh, Keith Rocka? Maybe not.
Diggable Planets, great album to pick someone up to.
You can do that.
Right? How about R. Kelly or Keith Sweat? First of all, if a person pulls up and they're playing R. Kelly, that might not be the car for you to get in, ma'am.
Time to go.
Sir, if a dude pulls up playing art, that's not the car for you to get in.
I went to my friend's house and she introduced me to her cousin. And her cousin just like really wanted to talk to me. And he was like, so where are you from? Like, where's your family from? And I was like, I'm from Queens. My family's from Haiti. He was like, you look Puerto Rican. I was like, no, I don't. Literally no one has ever told me that in my entire life. And he's like, no, you are Puerto Rican. And I was like, no, I am not. And he was like, yes. But then I realized he really does look like R. Kelly. I don't want to argue with this man anymore.
You can't.
Yeah. That's when you end the conversation.
It's not a good look.
When the resemblance hits you.
If a dude is playing anything by Will Smith.
No, you can play Summertime.
No. No.
You can't play Summertime. Kush looks at a signed Puerto Rican, not at birth. He didn't even say Dominican. I was just like, what is this conversation?
You should have said I identify as a Puerto Rican and see what they said after that.
Oh, man. It was 1999. Nobody was talking like that.
You could have fucking set the standard. You had your fucking little barrettes in your hair. Your eyebrows were super arched. I can see how he was fooled.
This man was so just...
You had your baby doll dressed on with a choker. You know, he didn't know.
I did used to wear chokers.
Yeah, and your Doc Martens. How is he supposed to know Black Blossom was fucking Haitian? He had no idea.
Black
I was talking to Rosie fucking Perez. He didn't know. He was an eat the cake anime type of guy. I just looked up and saw that.
That's true.
Is Future a red flag? That's a younger person question. I can't answer that.
Future is also known as the Toxic King. You can't listen to Future.
Look, you're talking. Let Toussaint answer that question. I can't answer. This is for 40 and up.
You listen.
Actually, not even 40 and up. This is like 45 and up.
45 and up. You answer this. If a woman pulls up to pick you up, sweep you off your feet, and she's playing Paula Abdul and MC Scat Cat, opposites attract, you getting in the car?
2 questions. What color is she?
Oh. Beige?
Mm.
She looks like Paula Abdul. You're getting in.
Oh, she looks like Paula. But what is she? I need to know.
She will have a press conference, much like Paula Abdul, announcing that she's not black.
Oh, I can't get in the car. Can't get in the car.
Can't get in the car.
If she was black and was playing that, I can get in the car.
Okay, I can see that.
If you're not, like, there's certain things. Look, if a woman, a beige woman, that you, what do you call them, on the island, as you like to say about me, you mean racist woman.
No.
If a beige woman pulled up that was not black and she was playing show me you really need me,
What song is that?
actions speak louder than words.
Oh my gosh.
Like anything by Expose,
Yeah.
Little Debbie. My first instinct would be to jump in the car like one of the Dukes of Hazzard. But now old age is set in and it goes, if she's playing that today, she's just as horrible as she was 30 years ago.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's not worth it. Don't get your car keyed because your mom called. Who is this bitch? Pam. It's my mother. Why isn't she on your phone as mom?
Oh.
Her name is Pam, not mom.
It was Brenda. She worked at Red Lobster, but I didn't remember.
Yeah, no. There's certain songs, if that person's playing, it's like,
It's Coconut says, seriously though, some American black guys have a strange view of West Indian women, and it's because of the bongos. Different bongos, Coconut.
this is the legs.
The legs just start moving.
I just show me you really need me. You don't know those songs?
I do. What was that called? Those type of songs?
Freestyle.
Yes. I used
In
to
a
really
dream, my love.
What's
Everybody
the song?
sang
Louder
hella
Than
notes
Love?
nasally.
Who are those guys? Louder Than Love? What song?
Oh, Louder Than Love. I remember that. Remember, what is love?
Yeah, baby, don't hurt me. TKA, Louder Than Love.
If, again, any of that music that's played by the person singing it, you're like, are they black or Puerto Rican or some kind of halvesy?
Some kind of halvesy. That's how people like to be referred to.
Yeah. You're some hot Cheetos in your future, brother.
You see what Coconut said.
What did she say? It's really my restless leg syndrome. That's what you try to tell them dudes whenever the bongos come on. No, it's restless leg. Trust me. No, I told you. I'm not black at all. Fury says, I'm amazed Jason went on to play heavy metal.
That's a fact. It's just Jason is a connoisseur of all music.
I dig music. But I also know that there's certain music that it's like, ooh, she's bumping that. Like if she's bumping, what's that German band? The German metal band?
My first
They have
thought
that
was
song Du
Kraftwerk.
Hast. Fuck are they called?
Du hast Mensch.
Right? What's the song called? I can't think of their
Is it
name right now.
Rammstein? No.
Yeah, Rammstein. If
Yeah.
someone's bumping, if the chick is bumping Rammstein, I don't care if she's got like sick ass tattoos. Nah. That's hot. That's a different kind of hot Cheeto.
What, Kraftwerk?
Kraftwerk is okay.
He's having fun on the Autobahn.
You know, there's what do they call it? The manic pixie dream girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be equally as dangerous, man. Equally as dangerous. Like don't think because I love The Cure. Oh my God, you like Bauhaus? I like Bauhaus. It's like, have you cut yourself just to feel?
You like Bauhaus? I like Bauhaus.
Someone says Mantronics. Yeah.
Oh no.
Nina Hagen. Yeah. There's some. We're gonna have the first meeting where we meet individually.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason is a fan of the 5-minute coffee date.
Well, if you're like, oh, I saw you have a Cure shirt. I love The Cure. It's like, oh, let's meet at a coffee shop then.
You're like, I'm not buying you a full dinner. Also,
well, she's not going to eat a full dinner. She's probably some kind of vegan, vegetarian, veterinarian.
Starts
with a V. Something starts with a V. Veterinarian. Yeah, no. You have to be. What kind of music? Like, oh, I just like everything. If you say that, then you can get a ride in the car. Because you don't. You just like stuff you can ignore and whatever's popular.
This guy told me he liked pop.
With a straight face?
Yeah, I was like, what does that mean? You like what everyone else likes?
And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like? And you're like, hop on one leg.
Yeah.
Someone says there was a playlist on Spotify called She's Gonna Have Sex with You to Deftones.
She's not gonna have sex with you to Deftones. That's funny.
No, you gotta watch out. That's like sexy hot Cheeto girl. Where you think, oh, she's cool. She likes the Deftones and fucking old Depeche Mode. Not like 85 Depeche Mode, but like 89 to 94 Depeche Mode. Yeah. No. That young lady is trouble. Once that corset comes off, it's all trouble from there. You're not ready. You're not ready. But if you put on you get in the car and you're like, hey, it was easy. Thanks for those directions. It was so easy to find your house. And then you put on like Shania Twain and she's like, oh, I love this song. Dun, 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 dun. I don't care what color she is.
My mom likes that song.
Easy to be around.
And that don't impress me much.
Or if you put in that Wilson Phillips song that I don't know the words to. Had you go, put your change, take it go your way. Same page in the bay, and a fucking sing attack kind. Hold on.
She sings Lucchini.
If she picks you up and Camp Low is on, dun, 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 yo, son. Yeah. Just move those bottles, move those blunt guts off the front seat, yo.
Yeah.
No.
That's what you gotta do.
No. If you go like another thing that's be scared of, Van Halen. I love Van Halen. If she plays Sammy Hagar era Van Halen, you could be okay.
What if she fights you on Sammy Hagar, Van Halen being the best era?
I can have that fight in a romantic relationship. That would be a fun fight to have. But if you get into the car and David Lee Roth era Van Halen, everybody wants some. She just did a bump, and you are not ready for the cocaine fueled madness that is about to be your first date with that woman.
Yeah, you can't do that. But what if she's playing what if she's playing Genesis, Phil Collins era?
Phil Collins era singing Genesis is a very safe bet. That's up there with Shania Twain. You are in a good position. You're gonna have some fun. Then you can, because that means that anything 80s she probably digs. So you can be like, oh, do you remember this song? You put on like Kajagoogoo. Oh, I love this song. And then you have like a great dinner, and as you're going home, you're like, you know, I hate to be corny, but you kind of remind me of this song. Send me an angel.
What is that? What is that?
Send me an angel. You just have a fucking 80s great time. You can do that if they're playing Phil Collins era Genesis. If it's early Peter Gabriel's super proggy shit, and she knows like facts about the band, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Out of the car.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't know what these people are hearing when they hear Peter Gabriel Genesis.
Get out of the car. I like some of his solo stuff because I'm a kid of that era, and just those videos were great. Sledgehammer was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Pet Shop Boys. I'm in the car. Pet Shop Boys. If she pulls up and it's Pet Shop Boys and it's followed by like Bronski beat, one eyebrow is up. I'm looking for the hot Cheeto bag.
What about Morrissey? Not the Smiths.
Oh, she's definitely Mexican.
Hey, you know what? That's true.
How soon is now? You said not the Smiths, so we're talking Morrissey. Okay. Is it a Morrissey playlist, or is it just one Morrissey song and a bunch of other cool shit? I don't know.
It's the thing you don't know, and you're a little afraid.
I'm a little afraid. I was like, oh, you're because I'm not that familiar with his catalog, so I'd get in the car like, oh, you're a big Smiths fan. She's like, oh, no, I love Morrissey. Smiths are okay, but I love Morrissey. That's when he really found his voice.
I don't think you're allowed to say that. I think you have to let it. You hit the hood of the car twice, and then you tell her to leave.
McRub says Morrissey and Deftones 1000%.
That's true. She is Mexican.
I was with a friend who was on the show for John Brady. He was in the band Swing Kids. We were hanging out, and
what's the band called?
He's in a band called Swing. He's in a band. They don't really do things anymore. It's called Swing Kids. They were like one of the early kind of crazy, hardcore, spastic groups in the vein of like Dillinger Escape Plan and all that crazy stuff.
Swinky Dinks.
I did not say that. The Shrinky Dinks was the original name of that band that had that song Every Morning. Sugar Ray.
Oh.
That was their original name. They were called the Shrinky Dinks. Fun fact. But no, we were talking, and I was like, if I would have known this place had like these thick ass goth chicks that love metal, I would have moved down here at 18.
Yes.
Like, fuck. There's so many, like, they go to metal shows on their own, just having a ball. Like, man, missed out.
Nuri says, on principle, you burn the car if they roll up playing Morrissey or the Smiths.
Damn.
That's rough.
Damn.
Is that an Irish thing? Or you just
car bombs. You can take the kid away from the car bomb, no. But you can't take the car bomb out of the kid.
That's not what I meant.
Toussaint is nailing the racism today.
I meant like, is there like, why you?
Damn. You literally told an Irishman. that he blows
he
up
would
cars.
He said he would burn the car.
He didn't say blow it up. You did. You know
No.
why? Racism. Hey, Irish guy. Click your heels for me.
I am not racist. I'm a friend of the community.
You are not. Just because you know a redhead doesn't mean you know real Irish people.
Yeah. It seems to be against white people tonight, right?
You are.
I'm sorry.
You on some CILL, my landlord.
No. No.
I'm still gonna do movie night. I don't give a shit. I promised you. I promised the movie night they'll get movie night. We've been going for 3 hours.
Morrissey is a douche. So,
wow,
I get it.
MT on her Yakub stuff. Someone says I came here to learn about the goddamn rainforest. Instead, I'm just learning that the world is no longer safe for Irish people. Wow. Is it the explosions that make the Irish people dance?
No. Oh man.
I'll pull up, but I don't know if I'm gonna last the duration of movie night. It might just be me watching a movie by myself, which is the way I live my life because I live alone.
Oh.
I know it's sad, isn't it? Isn't it?
Lots of people live alone, Jason.
I meant to introduce myself. Some people just moved in next door, and
Nice.
I need to warn them that it can get a little loud over here because my landlord goes, I said something about being quiet. She goes, I don't know why you say that. I hear you laughing and having all the fun at night. I was like, oh, why do you sound Jamaican?
She said Ras Clot.
And then she fucking did this shit on the way to the door.
Stop. Just a lot of mercy.
She's close.
Boom, boom, clap.
If a dude pulls up and playing On My Own with the duet with Michael McDonald and Patti LaBelle, do not get into that sad man's car.
That's intense.
Do not get into that sad man's car.
On my own.
On my own. So, thanks for going out with me.
No, he's a dramatic man, and he should not get in his car.
Oh my god! Can you imagine how horrible that night would be? Are you having fun? I want to make sure you're having fun.
He's gonna text you paragraphs.
Dude, he texts you paragraphs.
I
was thinking about you the other night. We just met yesterday.
He's gonna text you paragraphs in therapy speak.
Oof. Don't gaslight me, Brenda. No, Sam, I really did enjoy the jalapeno poppers.
I felt it was really invalidating when you said that you didn't like Morrissey or the Smiths.
You do this all the time. I just met you.
Yeah. I know.
I'd like to say we've all been there, but I think I'm just speaking from my own experience. I really liked that black guy. Then he started fucking acting like I was his ex-wife, and I just had to get the fuck out of there.
Oh boy.
Pop that balloon.
Pop that balloon.
That would be a great sound effect to have, a fucking balloon popping, right?
Oh no, I don't know about that.
That's what you do. Don't, instead of like not getting in the car, just walk up to him and pop the balloon. And just like, sorry. Sorry, it's just aesthetics.
People listen with headphones and stuff, and balloon popping might not be desirable sound effects.
I'm down for the balloon pop sound effect because I think it gets the point home that don't get into the car if someone's playing on my own.
Oh my gosh. If I'm going on a date with somebody and I walk up to his car and he plays a balloon pop sound effect and drives off, I will be very upset.
No, Tucson, my leg is shaking.
Like, bro, why do you have that? And then he plays the Mongo's cartoon sound and drives off.
And the wheels on the car. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm out.
Not cool. Not cool.
Yeah. That's why I'm oh man. Yeah. That's why I'm scared to date.
Because women might have sound effects.
I feel like I'm like, hey, so what are you doing later?
Kush look ass would empty date a Disney adult, and I would say no. No. Those people do have a lot of disposable income, but I would say no.
You should think about it first.
Right? Who's your favorite princess?
Yeah, somebody asks you that question first. So who's your favorite Disney princess? Be like, ooh.
No, man, they be on Caleb Hammer's show talking about how they're in debt and disarray because they go to Disney all the time. Can't do it.
Don't do it. So you guys now know what songs to avoid if you're going on a date with someone. If they're playing these songs, avoid them. Pop the balloon if you can.
Mm-hmm. Or just play the sound effect.
You get it on your phone. Excuse me 1 second. Hold this up. I have the directions, right? No, it's not the directions. Hold on.
Give me 1 second.
1 second. I'm going to airdrop this so you can hear it. You're on Bluetooth in your car, right? Yeah. You get it? All right, play. Bye.
It was terrible.
That's hella mean. Just talking to the guy in the driveway. He's feeling like an asshole. Yeah. It's oof.
There it is.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me, still to this day. I think about it all the time when I'm depressed. I just want to remember horrible shit for no reason. Is when this woman wanted to go out with me. Mm-hmm. And then she had told me that she was a recovering alcoholic. But right when I met her, she had fallen off the wagon. And she didn't just fall off. She like bungeed off. And I got to her apartment and she's handed me this big glass of alcohol. Like, I don't even know what it was. Just like a big glass.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I don't drink. She goes, oh, yeah, that's right. I was like, I thought you told me you don't drink. She goes, I fell off the wagon.
If she says it like that.
Yeah. After that night, apparently she went to rehab. And I forget. I think I just hit her up like via text message or something. And she was like, oh, I'm in a rehab facility. I was like, oh, that's good. And she goes, I don't really remember what happened that night. I was like, really? Like, we had a conversation and everything. You weren't even slurring your words.
She was like, it was the best night of my life.
Yeah, I was like, man, I thought you loved me.
You sang Louder Than Love by TKA.
No, she's saying, "What is love?" She goes, "I have you saved in my phone as Mexico guy."
Oh. I never do that to people, but I should probably start.
It's like, wow.
Mexico guy.
Mexico guy. It's like, man, I didn't even have a name.
That's so funny.
But she could tell the story totally differently.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Oh, all I remember was this massive penis.
Oh my gosh.
I had two hands holding it." It's like,
Jesus Christ.
I had to get a kickstand for it. That's all I remember. And then everything hurt in the morning.
Kickstand. Some guy told me I was in his phone as cutie.
That's better than Mexico guy.
Like cutie or cutie from the store. I was like, you guys.
Like, I told you my name. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I wanted to know because I have so many. Even if you told them your name, your first name, they don't have more than one.
This is a fact.
They do not have more than one.
I know it. I know it.
Coconut said, "I thought you loved me, but it seems you don't care."
Okay. That's a text.
It's like, damn.
Bodega Beauty? That's horrible. No one has ever saved anyone in their phone as Bodega Beauty in the history of New York City.
There's a guy right now that it did. He's living in a basement. Like, the Bodega Beauty never called.
He's from Nebraska then, because he's not from here.
Tucson, we have to go. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
We've been doing it for 3, actually.
Well, 3. That's never what she says. And if she would have said that, then we'd still be together.
Well, guess we gotta pull the cord. I don't know. I was gonna say that's what he said, but no, that doesn't make any sense.
That's what the family said when they were counting the inheritance.
Oh.
Someone says, "Jason, I have a dream that someday white and black babies will be distinguished not by the color of their skin, but whether or not they live in Mexico miles."
That's what's important.
Just imagine, like, I think cutie is a cool thing to be known as because there's horrible things you could be, you know, like big bitch, fucking
Comcast.
just some stupid shit.
Why does Comcast keep calling your phone, honey?
Why does black NPC keep calling?
Black NPC. Oh.
Someone says, "We have to go" means we just getting started.
It's kind of true.
Cutie is dope. Girl from a thing, girl from the subway, and it's like the station they met you. That's cool.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Names, bro.
I mean, I like names. I like names. But if your name is like, you know, in my case, Jessica, there's quite a few.
Oh, no.
I went on a streak there for a moment. It was a thing.
You gotta do it like they do in school. Jessica A, Jessica V.
Yeah. Would they all have different last initials? Yes. Thank God they all had different last initials. But yeah, it was bad. It was a bad run. It's like 4 It was like 4 or 5 Jessicas in a row. Different kinds of Jessicas too. All crazy ethnic makeups. Ran the whole gamut. Jessicas.
That sounds very Jason.
And you know, if that was your name, I was definitely going to find a way to fuck that thing up.
Oh.
I mean the relationship, not the pussy. I definitely.
Oh.
If those people are fine.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's vagina's fine. It's just,
okay. Wow. You call the check-in sometimes.
Yeah, is your vagina still fine? Oh, you didn't do anything. No, don't even miss you. As a matter of fact,
Jessica's. I feel like I don't do well with double S's.
what is a man's name with double S?
Oh, there's no men. It's just the ladies. I
Just
feel like,
women with double S's.
yeah, like I feel like it just doesn't work out. Like we can't be friends.
Someone says you could put emojis for phone contacts now. Oh,
Yeah.
that's these young kids figured it out.
Jason's in my phone is Pizza Miles,
Saved in my phone as Armenians are down.
Burrito Miles.
Mexico guy just
That's rough.
fucks with me every time I think about it. Like Mexico guy. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to tell you my name.
I'm going to deprive you.
It wasn't like she was like probing really hard. She's like, oh, that's fine. Makes it even more cool for the story. I'm going to tell these bitches around me.
Oh.
So big veiny cock Mexico guy just called.
No.
SS who forced the last exodus in tea.
Stop it. I am sorry.
Are you?
I am. I'll apologize to Ben right now.
I told you he's not. He's a day walker. You got to call Besner.
What's the mean he's a day walker?
You got to call.
I'll apologize to Daniel Besner.
You got to call Sam Cedar. Weren't you in the studio when we were in studio at the Majority Report? Weren't you there too?
I've never been to the Majority Report studio.
You weren't with us?
No, I wanted to be. I wasn't with you on the Katie Halper show either. She didn't want me because it didn't have a face.
You didn't have a face. You were eyes without a face.
Mm.
If she's listening to Billy Idol, she's okay.
Oh.
Look, we're over 3 hours.
Yes.
You have to go night.
I do.
For those of you brave enough to watch a movie with me, let's go into movie night. We've been doing this for so long. I get a message on the screen that says, you have a reminder, and it never goes away. And we've been doing this for so long, it went away.
Oh.
That's how long we've been doing this. See what you made me do?
I mean, we just need to move this party to Twitch.
Is that what we need to do, though?
Yeah, it's what we're doing already, bro. We're already doing it.
Connor's like, let's watch the goddamn movie.
Let's watch the movie.
All right, Toussaint's not going to watch the movie with us because she has to go to sleep. She has a very busy day tomorrow.
I do. Doing real things.
I love what you call your job. I don't even want to say what you call your job because I think that would hint, but it's funny what you call it. I thought about it the other day.
I work at Ross's / Church's.
That's one of the things. So we talked about doing a show where we go over all the racisms and the inside jokes that we've created on the show over the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in trying to think back at all the racisms we made up, I think Ross / Church's Chicken is kind of racist.
Do you?
Yes.
I just think of like greasy clothes.
That sounds like a Ross to me. Forest Mexicans, which came up
that's
today.
where I worked.
What'd you say?
I told Vivek Chipper that's where I worked.
You did.
I did.
District manager at the Ross's Church's Chicken. Like, there's so much ridiculous. Like, that's one of the things I'm probably gonna have to explain because they want to talk about the show as well. When I go on Doom Scroll, I have to explain that we have created through, and it's not just us; it's the entire TIR community. It's all you people that have been watching for the last few years, even some of you that jumped on in the last, year or so. Anti-racist, racist Slick Rick, Paul Chaser, MLK, like
Indigenous
Edgars,
Forest Mexicans,
which is a new one, Anglo pessimism.
That's one of the best.
That's so we thought.
We killed the guy over the original version. R.I.P.
God damn.
We will need to address that at some point.
I was like, hey, there's a mural of the guy we killed. So she's been on this mean kick for like the last week, by the way. But thinking about doing a show where we kind of go over not necessarily our greatest hits, but like thinking of the way the community has interacted to create these inside jokes that make doing an interview so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to be serious with this man.
Yeah.
And I think it was Zahir posted something about forest Mexicans. And I lost it.
No, you made up forest Mexicans when you were just talking to him. You were pretending to be I don't know, like a green redneck from Earth First. Earth First, the organization that started it all. Unreal.
It's, you know, it's fun. And when people say, like, what do you do for a living? I think they think I sit around with people and go, the thing about women is the clitoris is in the wrong spot.
I've heard that. I've heard vaginas are in the wrong spot.
Like, what the fuck? Is a clitoris like a fucking Rubik's Cube?
Yes, it is.
Trying to fist this woman, you know, because I'm romantic. And they have no idea. We just sit around here making up racisms, giving people love advice on what music not to play.
Yeah.
On a first date. You know, that's what this show's about. You can't explain that to people. What do you talk about? About that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Connor says fisting romantically is next week's episode.
No, it's Saturday's episode.
Yeah, the loneliness economy. So yeah, you can't explain that. You can't go, oh, it's like a regular show. Like, you ever seen like Dick Cavett? Yeah, imagine if Eddie Murphy did it.
Yeah, I don't know what the show is. I told you I told my doctors about it. And then I was like, why did I do that? I tell them, like, why did I do? Because I can't control what they see first, you know?
Oh, dude, I went. This never happens. So, you know, people kind of know what I do in Mexico, but they don't really care, and I'm fine with that. But eventually, you'll show up in someone's feed, and this dude that works at this one place I go get food. Sometimes I went to this place, and he's like, "Hey, man, I was watching one of your shorts on YouTube," and I was like, "Oh shit." That's like my first one. My first reaction is always like,
oh. No.
It's never like, yeah. It's always like, what did I say? But he was questioning what was behind me. He wanted to know. He thought I had something that I did not have. And I actually have new things behind me that you can't. Can you see the Minnie Mouse, the vintage Minnie Mouse behind me?
She's reclining. I do see that.
I have vintage Minnie and vintage Mickey Mouse behind me.
Well, I don't see the Mickey.
But someone said on Twitter today, they said, I shared the comment with you. I want to say this before I leave.
That was interesting.
They were talking about, I guess, FD Signifier and some other guy, Bad Empanada, have some sort of beat. I don't even know what they're. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
It's stupid shit. And this guy goes, you know, This Is Revolution. I used to watch that show, and I found out the main host lives in a gated community in Mexico. I was like, what? I mean, there's a gate in front of my house. A lot of people have gates in front of their house. Like, I don't. It's you can just come here. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't. Even if I did, like, that's why you stopped listening to the show.
He said he doesn't support gentrification or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's like, I don't support gentrification. I'm like, okay, but I don't live in a gated community, man. Like, you just made that up. You totally made up my life.
Bay Planners said the gate is for the dogs and the horses.
Let's keep them niggas out.
That's right. Wait till they find out Pascal had 2 living rooms.
Yeah, like, totally what? I was like, I found out he lived in a gated community. I've never said that I live in a gated community.
So weird.
But there is a gate.
There is a gate.
There is a gate. But I didn't know that because there's a gate in front of, and every house here has a gate.
Mm-hmm.
Even the little shanties that people have, they make little gates too. Like, everybody has a little gate. But I've never had someone call. Like, can you imagine someone being like, "Oh, you live in Marcy Projects, gated community"?
Yeah. Wait. McRub says Pascal saves 1 living room strictly for house music.
Time for the percolator.
Check your body.
The bongos have gotten to him.
Oh my god!
I saw that. I don't know. People say stupid shit sometimes online, and sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. Most of the time, I try not to respond because there's MTs in my head. She goes, "If you respond, you've given the comment validity." Because if you know the greatest thing to having no laptop, because I don't have social media on my phone. That guy said that shit like days ago about me.
Yeah.
I'm over here responding to old shit.
Yes, you are.
I'm like, I will have you know that I do not live.
It's like that meme. You're busy talking about me, and I'm over here making hot pockets at midnight, kind of stuff. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, do you know how boring I am and poor? Like, if you knew the poor, boring balance that I live my life by, you would really be cracking up at that comment like everybody else was when I shared it in the group chat.
That's facts.
Ben called me up. He said, "How's life in that gated community in Rosarito?"
Oh man.
It's like, if that's the, part of me is like, I don't know if I'm changing the world here with this show. I hope it's a reprieve sometimes from the world. And I hope there's some things that people learn along the way, right? I'm learning things along the way every episode.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, man. That was your beef? Not even the quality of the show. Like, this moralizing position that everyone has to live a life of pure poverty for you to, and I do. If that's what you want, I do.
It's true.
But I just don't live in a gated community. Sorry.
Prairie Fire is upset.
Wait, you guys are still here? I thought they were. No, Prairie. We're going to, okay. You know what?
He's right.
We've been here for so long. My shirt, this shirt is off, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the level of confidence I'm at right now with my upper body.
Don't do that on the other show.
I did that this morning. I left the house, Tucson, and I finally did it. Jacket, no shirt.
You went out with a jacket and no shirt?
Yes.
We live very different lives.
And I also had very short shorts on.
I went out on Sunday.
No pants.
Every man I met was very nice to me and smiled very hard at me.
Is it because you had the low cut tank top on?
No. I was like, did I forget to wear a bra? What's going on? And here comes Jason forgetting to wear a bra on purpose. With a Debbie Gibson jacket on. I
did a zip up hoodie, but I had it zipped like right above the navel.
A zip up hoodie?
Because I didn't want to take. I was like, I need to get to the laundromat before the cars start piling up and you can't really get in.
It's a story.
So I was like, fuck, I gotta go. So I just went down there, and the woman that worked there goes, in Spanish, she's like, "Are you cold?" I was like,
this is the question.
No.
Because you look confused. You ever look at somebody and like, based on what they're wearing, what season is it? Yeah, that's what that means.
Dude.
Are you both?
I was in them shorts like, damn, swinging the meat, swinging it around.
Trying to get a discount.
I was. But the married lady was there, not the single lady. If the single lady was there, I would have had my laundry done in an hour and a half.
Okay. You are so ridiculous.
She would have dropped that shit off at the house.
You're the worst. It's just the absolute worst.
That's not true, but
it's only true with your landlord.
No.
Sexy landlord. Let you take a shower in her place that did not have cameras at all.
This is how the guy thinks I live in a gated community, because you think I have some fucking sex pest landlord. She's not. She's just a nice older woman. She's very, very nice. I think I'm the same age as her son.
She said, yeah, you can take a shower at my place. Yes. Make sure you stand right here.
This is where the bongos play.
Bongos in the shower. She said the shower's here, but the towels are over there.
McGruff says that commenter can't even fathom a shirt hole. You know what I mean? Like, does this guy know that I tell boring stories about going to a flea market to find shirts that sometimes are less than $1?
It's a fact.
Like, does this person understand that I have literally found clothes on the street, cleaned them, and worn them?
What?
Yep. True story. True story.
Prairie Fire says Jason doesn't live in a gated community. He lives in the compound off a dirt road. Now, when you say compound, I'm thinking like Die Hard. Like, that's what you blow up at the end. You jump into the air.
I was pretty stoked. When I was coming home from the bay, you can see the house because it's like at the top of the hill. So I'm like, oh yeah, you could totally see my house. It's like, yeah, that's my house. Yeah. But no, it's not. It's nothing. I like it, but you wouldn't come here and be like, oh, dude, this should be a pussy palace. You come here and be like, oh, this is suitable for a man, I guess.
This should be a pussy palace? Jason's like, have you seen my landlord? Oh. Your landlord is like 71.
Older than that.
She's 79.
You're warmer, right?
Your
She's
landlord is
not.
Rita Moreno.
She I'm sure when she bagged that dude,
Mm-hmm.
he was bragging to his friends. He's like, oh shit, look at that. That's me.
No.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
Prairie fire. So when he thinks of compounds, he thinks of Waco.
There's some people that build like some Waco level fucking shit out here, but they live further down the way and they're way richer and they have pride. They section off the beach and shit, and they have private beaches and armed security and that whole shit. Like we don't have any of that. I've been here for 5 years, and they finally paved part of the road because too many people have been popping their tires. So, like, just when that guy wrote it, I was like, man, I really wish.
I know.
You could have asked.
Sure.
But people like making shit up. They goes in a Discord server somewhere, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that dude's so fucking rich. They have like 47 patrons." Do the math. Follow the money, Tyler.
True.
They're getting paid by Big Muslim.
Jason's landlord was there for the American invasion that cost them the Northern Territories. The North remembers.
Dude, my landlord was like, "Oh, there's a new person moving in next door." It's like, "Oh." She goes, "She has kids." I was like, "Oh, how old?" She's like 11 and 9, I think. I was like, "Oh, you think?"
Not sure.
And she kind of laughed and she goes, "She told me they'd be quiet." I was like, 11 and 9, huh? So these places are furnished already. So when people move in, it's pretty quick and easy. Mm-hmm. And so the people I can hear my kitchen windows open and I hear the pitter patter of, tween feet. Mm-hmm. And they're running down the breezeway to their new place. And I can't hear them right now, but they were just being kids. And my landlord had asked me for some information to help them get some, because that place has been vacant for over a year, so it doesn't have like gas. So sadly, those people don't even have hot water. And so she was asking me for the gas man's number and all this other stuff. I look at her and I'm like, that's the lady and her quiet kids, huh? She just looked at me and started laughing. She goes, yeah. I was like, yeah, real quiet.
Nice.
But, we'll see how they deal with the TIR ridiculousness of you people.
Us people.
Yeah, N-words.
Oh.
And McRubs goes, and his mom isn't even a patron.
It's true.
Yeah, but I want people to keep making up more stories. I think that's how you know you made it, if they make up a story about you being something that you're not.
I mean, they're thinking about you.
Make up a story about me like banging somebody. I want to see that. He used to date Breonna Joy Gray.
No. It ain't gonna be her.
If you want to make that woman so angry that her fucking hair straightens, you say that on her Twitter feed.
That is it's not gonna happen.
No. But I could see her implode if that was happening. But look, let's stop starting fake beefs, and you go to sleep.
Yes.
You guys are saying mean shit now. I'm not even going to repeat it. Thank you guys for whoever stuck around for the whole 329. I am going to have to cut this show in half.
Really?
You think I should?
Cut in half for what? For audio?
No, audio is going to get it all. You're going to get it all.
Oh. Stop. Tony's still making fun of me saying basketball.
You said it like that.
I don't know why.
Because you're from fucking New York, dude.
I don't know how that happened.
You got Timberlands on as we speak. Real love.
No. I try to control it.
Red says, Jason, postpone movie night. It's a bit late now.
I know.
Oh, it is. It's midnight over there. Do you want to do it tomorrow? Okay, look, I'll move it to tomorrow night. I apologize to everybody. I failed. This is not Toussaint's fault. This is my fault. So I apologize.
It is late. Yeah, tomorrow's good. Are you on with Mac tomorrow?
Yes. And we can do a quick hour. We'll get into movie night. I apologize. I apologize.
Prairie Fire wants to know if I have a Mamdani poster on my wall. I do not. However, whenever I take a cab in New York City, he is there. They show videos on the back of the passenger side seat
Of him?
and his face always like it's not even a cab ride if he's not there.
It's Stalin level propaganda.
He's doing propaganda all the time. He's like, look at this pothole. I fixed it. Like,
I'm
okay.
telling you, if there's any hope whatsoever for this thing that we call the left, I'm looking at the East Coast right now. Kind of all eyes for me. All eyes are on New York. Sure as fuck ain't on California.
Oh, California! What is happening?
People are like, "Oh, Tom Steyer, he's gonna be okay." That's it.
He's gonna be okay. That's where we are now. That's the bar. Okay.
He apologized for making all of his money off the back of labor exploitation in prisons. What more do you want?
Say sorry.
Someone says you don't have hope for the LA mayoral race.
No,
not at all. And I'm not from LA, so that city can get motherfucked.
Ooh.
Yeah, people ask me like, "What's good in San Diego?" I was like, "I don't fucking know. I live in Mexico."
Maybe you're Mr. California.
I'm from the Bay Area.
Before you were the Mexico guy, you were Mr. California.
I was the Bay Area guy. I was not the California guy. We don't talk like those LA people. They say different words than us.
Oh.
They have their own accent.
Look at that.
They listen to different music. Their cars look different. Like, it's different. It's different.
They don't say crayons.
Wow. Neither do I.
Oh. I hate you, Jason.
It says Steyer is a distant third. All I know is whenever those right wingers in the race talk, it's just the most ridiculous bullshit. I'm going to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse. What's your first move? Niggers. And you're like, what? Like, they're just so fucking offensive.
That's where we are now.
That's where we are. Trump really, we want to talk about an Overton window shifting. Like, he shifted the window to straight to hell.
Mm-hmm. The window's off the house.
And I think people don't realize that it's not popular. It didn't take long for that shit to get unpopular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, saying you hate illegals is just not. Nobody really cares if you hate illegals, dude. You're not getting an Arsenio Hall. Like, woo, woo, woo. Like, no one's getting fired up over that shit.
I'm glad people don't do that anymore. I am glad.
And trans people will never pee again. Woo, 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 woo.
I'm never gonna pee again.
Guilty trans got no rhythm. Damn. That's what you're mad about? Where these people are peeing? They're peeing all over your kids. Who are these people?
The Bay Area is really just southern Portland.
Fuck no, it isn't. Dude, have you ever been to Portland?
That's so inflammatory.
Oh my God. There's actually black people in the Bay Area.
I'm not even from there, and I'm like,
oh my God. You know how
Reclaim be
pretentious
saying stuff in
Portland
the
is?
chat. He be like starting fights, but not really like all the
Is he
time.
from Portland? Are you from Portland? Are you a he?
No, I assumed Reclaimed was a he.
Remember, I think everybody is a man until they prove otherwise.
That's the internet theory. Everyone online is a man.
The litter box schools propaganda is still alive and well in Nebraska. Wow. There's, again, he lives in a gated community. I've literally taken pictures of where I live.
You have a lot.
Yeah, I really like the view from my terrace. Right? One bottle of best foods uttered such blasphemy. Yeah, the Portland is, it's so pretentious, and you think they're better than everybody. Like, our baristas are so much better than your baristas. It's like,
it's quirky and cute.
No, it's not.
It's whimsical.
84 degrees and no one has air conditioning. Fuck that.
Ugh.
Yeah, have you been to Portland in the summer? It's not even that hot. It's just like, it's like 80 today. And they're like, yeah, none of us have AC because it's only hot for 2 weeks.
That's dumb. It's just, I'm sorry. What is this, England? What are you doing?
It might as well be like another heat wave in Portland. 82.
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
I was stuck there for a Portland heat wave. It was like 95 degrees. No one had AC. Just like, you can't hide. I'm gonna dig a hole or something. Like, what do you do to get away from this heat?
Dig a hole.
Oh no.
They used to do the Dollar Tree. They didn't have air conditioning.
At the Dollar Tree?
Yeah.
And that cheese still didn't melt.
Well, like all across the country, they didn't have air conditioning. I don't know if they had heat either, but like I went on Sunday and I think they have air conditioning now. I wanted to go outside to like wait for my Uber or whatever, but there was this guy who was chasing another guy with his belt. And he was like,
a man chasing a man?
A man chasing a man.
He was going to beat him with a belt?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then the other guy was like hiding behind a car and then putting his head up like a gopher, like, is he still there? It was weird. And the guy was like jaywalking across a whole.
He was going to whack-a-mole him with the belt?
Yeah. He was like, I'm coming for you. I was like, oh, I think I'll stay in here. It is cooler after all. What?
Fuck that. See, your New York stories they scare shit out of me. McRub says 82 is heaven in West Texas. Yes, it is. I've been in West Texas in the summer as well. That was not a smart decision on my part. Is
West Texas humid?
No, it's the deserty part.
That's what I thought. It's dry heat.
It's a little drier. I don't think the humidity really kicks in until you get to like San Antonio. I think Austin's a little humid, but Houston, that's when it really gets all swampy. Yeah. East Texas.
I like dry heat, but I heard that like Arizona and New Mexico are just outrageous. Arizona. I was talking to these nuns and they were telling me that like they went there for this conference and I guess they're dressed like nuns. I don't know. And they were like, yo, it was like 111.
So hot.
They had to call off the activities and just
New Mexico, so hot. Las Vegas, so hot. Like we used to do EDC in like July or June.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say June. Oh my God. It was like triple digits at 1 o'clock in the morning. So hot.
Wow.
It's not like humans shouldn't try to have fun in that heat.
I don't like that. Yeah, there's a lot of places that people shouldn't even live. Like, why are you here?
Why are you here? Yeah, that's the first thing you think when you go there. You're like, why are we like? Whose idea was it to play this show in Arizona in June? And then there's only 2 people in the group.
Yeah. Arizona in June.
Oh, that was not one of my best moments. The Northwest is fine in the summer because it doesn't get that hot. And by the time you get to where it gets like grossy and humid, the way we toured, it was starting to tone down a little bit. New York in the summer is gross because it smells like hot garbage.
I mean, it depends on where you go.
New York.
New
New York City. You're right. New York City. The rest of the state is fine.
Columbus Circle train station.
Albany does not smell like hot garbage in the summer.
You shut your face. So, if you go to Columbus Circle train station on a hot day in the summer in New York City, it smells like we figured it out. It smells like someone is holding their ass open in front of a fan. And there not only is there no air conditioning, there's no air. Like the air is not moving. It's just
like the windows. You're just in a fucking room, just 4 walls, no windows.
It's just there.
Oh my God.
Just in front of a fan, but not feeling cool air. It smells horrible. The air is heavy. It's the worst trains. It's one of them.
Holding her ass open in front of.
It's one of the worst.
That does not sound like a party.
Yo, you just like, when is the train coming?
And the train's like, never.
I'll be waiting on the one.
This is what I'm scared of. I'm so nervous to go to New York.
Why?
Because I don't want to be in the asshole station.
Well, I mean, listen, hopefully your train will come quickly. You'll make your connection fast.
Like, I'm terrified. Like, I don't have a lot of money. So I'm like scared. I'm like, if I take more than one Uber, it's going to be like $400.
I mean, kind of. You're welcome, McRubs.
Oh, no. How am I going to get around anywhere?
You're going to be fine because you can take the bus or the train anywhere.
Oh, man. I remember I asked for directions one time in New York City. And I asked at a train station. Was it Grand Central Station? I asked for whatever train I was looking for. I went to the person that says information. I went to that person whose job it is to give you information. And when I asked for the directions, they first looked at me like I was an asshole.
Ow.
I'm like, but you're at the information desk.
It's New York.
Am I supposed to ask you random trivia or like fortune teller shit? Like, what are you doing? Are you Karnak behind there? Are you the fucking information person? I didn't ask it rude. I said, excuse me. I'm like, this is New York. You're not used to seeing someone that's not from here. Yeah. I didn't have one pant leg up. Like,
stop it. Nobody does that anymore. Jesus. What's wrong with you? You're going to be fine. You're supposed to ask somebody that looks like your mom.
She looked like a mom.
No, your mom.
My mom has a distinct fucking look, okay? There's not a lot of her running around.
Not her exactly, the genre.
There's not. She is such a goddamn original.
Age and race. Just a general.
She was about my mama age.
You want an black. Older black woman.
She might have been one of them Afro blacks. Maybe that's why she had attitude.
Older black lady.
The bongos didn't hit her the same way.
I
was so just thinking about it pisses me off. I'm like, hey man, I'm not trying to fuck up your day. You are at the information booth giving out information, unless you're giving out stock tips. But that MTA fit you're wearing doesn't look like that's your job. Oh, so silly me. I just thought that you could Help me find the connecting train. I've never bought, where I'm from, we don't have the peak time and all this other goofy shit. We don't have to do a math calculation before we put money in the machine.
Jesus.
There's a place you're going and there's a fee you pay. Doesn't matter what time it is. Fucking look at me crazy, lady. I don't understand this shit.
You can ask anybody for directions in New York.
No, you can't. New York people are so fucking rude. Hey, what is it? How do you get to? What are you, a tourist? Yeah. I don't know. What are you, an asshole? I'm just asking you for. I hope you never get lost. You horrible piece of shit. You cannoli eating, chopped cheese eating, fucking Yankee fan.
We just have places to go. It's not that we're rude.
No one has anywhere to go. You're not important. You're unemployed. Shut up.
Everywhere.
Nowhere to
Everyone has nowhere to go.
Everywhere. Everybody has their head so far up. Look, you're not important. You moved here to be important. You're not important. You're just like those people that you left in Nebraska. You are the same idiot in New York that you were in North Platte.
I give people
Trevor
directions all the time.
You're a liar. You gave someone a napkin and said, "Don't talk to me," and left.
No.
You told the story on the show because you are from New York and you people are mean.
She didn't want to talk.
That's not true. She was looking for a friend. She went, and you went, sorry. And you face smushed her and got off the train.
I gave her tissue. She was crying. It's fine.
Perry says, Jason, those information kiosks, you're supposed to leave information and give your information. Give a penny, take a penny.
No, you're not.
Perry says, I'll let Trevor know. You could. I had a friend that was actually a station agent at our subway system in the Bay Area. Very gorgeous black woman, just gorgeous for no reason. Mm-hmm. And people needed a lot of directions when she was in that little booth, because your first reaction is like, holy shit, what's she doing working here?
What's a name like you and I'm doing in a place like this?
What's a name? It was the bot station, West Oakland. The saxophone kicks in. She had legs up to here and a smile you couldn't deny. Like we'd be talking because we've been to school together and we'd be talking. Ha ha ha! You ever seen so and so? Whatever happened to so and so? Ha 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 ha! And then someone would be like, I'm having problems with my thing, or do you know how to do it? And she'd be like, Jason, hold on. And then she'd walk over and she'd help the person.
Coconut said, Bart Sapphire.
She had a chocolate complexion I couldn't deny. And I had a sweet tooth that night.
This is so stupid.
We've been doing this for 3 hours and 49 minutes.
It is going on 4.
Oh my God.
I'm glad you liked the movie.
I kind of want to watch that movie again just for the scene with the leg.
So dumb.
Perry says, I also like to get into the chocolate chaser. This woman, in high school, I dated her best friend. And she dated one of my very good friends. So we were all pretty close in school. She's still really attractive. She could win homecoming again.
Well, tell them who the homecoming king was.
It was me. Yeah. Shirt unbuttoned all the way, baby.
We didn't have to add that last part.
I'm so scared. I hope my neighbors don't really understand what I'm saying.
Neighbors are the least of your problems.
Someone says, I really want to see Sapphire. It sounds like a crazy experience. It's a pretty good movie. It's just the racism is so British and it just comes out of nowhere. Like whenever I see British people, they're supposed to be so above racism and they're just dropping M-bombs left and right. I'm like, wow, you guys really don't like black people. Poor Ralph. That was my first thought. My first thought was like, poor Ralph.
Oh, wow.
Did Ralph have to deal with this? Literally 50 years later. But yeah, let's all go to sleep. So we're gonna do movie night tomorrow night. I promise. I failed tonight. I'm not gonna blame MT. This was totally my fault.
Things happened.
That's literally what she said when she showed me the sonogram.
We allowed the show to unfurl.
I didn't know it was gonna uncoil like this.
That's
never what she says.
Blame Mac. That's funny.
A movie night exodus. Oof. God damn. That's so mean.
I said I'm sorry.
You can't apologize.
Do I need to take an ad out in the New York
It's like that thing where the lady is crying. And I keep telling myself I'm going to put it on. I had an opportunity and I failed to put it on the soundboard. I failed. I failed all of you. The white lady goes, and I said, the niggas ain't shit.
That's stupid.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do, because you love it so much.
That's what you did with racism today. You are that lady. And I said that niggas ain't shit.
I no.
I would take out one of the main soundboard drops to put that in. That and fuck you, well, Butrin.
You're the worst.
Because you did it, dude. You said the ultimate rate. You said they need to make an exodus.
I was not even thinking like that.
Jason dropping truth. Another reason why I think people love this show is because they can listen to it in headphones and do this for a lot of it and then just start cracking up. What are you laughing at? Nothing. Like you can't tell anyone nothing.
Because you can't explain it.
No. Because you're going to sound like a crazy person.
I filmed my own crime. Woman Grub said.
Filming your own crime.
So stupid.
Go ahead. Film me all you want.
That's so dumb.
Little dick. I'm like, whoa. I'm not gonna lie though, dude. When I'm in my car and somebody like cuts me off or drives hella stupid, I do start yelling that shit.
What?
It's just so insane what he says. And then he just ends it with the most ultimate, like, hey, you can kick my ass, but if you do, you will be filming your own crime. And you filmed your own crime this evening, Tucson. Your own hate crime. You verbally assaulted people with your verbs.
I'm sorry.
Are you? Niggas ain't shit.
Shut up.
I hope you go to work tomorrow and that shit hits you and you just start cracking the fuck up.
No. Oh no. You see what Tony Wright told?
Yeah, he's like, yo, now fuck you, well, putrid. And his wife was confused. That's the thing. You're right, Tucson. All these things that we've been doing over the years. You know what else I thought was like really funny? One of the things I thought was the best thing we've done until we did something else recently that I was like, oh no, that was pretty funny. Mitch McConnell taking a shit on himself impersonation, I thought was one of the best bits that we ever written.
Code Brown.
Code Brown. Mitch McConnell, Code Brown. T-Mobile, the Armenians are down. Just thinking about that is really funny.
So dumb.
But the dance off, the play-by-play for the junior high dance off, classic.
Ryan Ziegler.
You were there. Oh, Ryan Ziegler and Hatchet Man.
That's right.
This is classic material right here.
Are you not amused? Are you not amused?
Rainforest says
You stop it, Gus. You see what Gus said?
When is the interview with the Rainforest guy?
When is the interview with the Rainforest guy starting?
That's mean.
That is mean.
Martian Luther King was funny too.
Martian Luther King?
I remember when Ryan almost said white power.
What?
Like that's inwards, look inwards. Sean KB. That's a good one. Are you writing a letter to the Jews?
No.
Well, you should be.
I am.
Snippy the elf also. That's
what
all.
Is Snippy? You know what? Don't tell me. I'll wait for the show.
Okay.
Because I don't know all the inside jokes either.
I think you know what she's doing right. She's making a list. She's making a list of the inside jokes.
Checking it twice.
All right. We have to go.
We have to go.
I keep saying this and I don't do it. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the We Have to Go music. So thank you. In Toussaint, by the time this music is done, you better be gone.
Okay, yeah. I will do that. We made 4 hours.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're gone.
Bye.